Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your new favorite day of the week. That's right, we're turning Tuesdays to the new Fridays. It's your straight ripping pro scrim night. I'm Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, and this extremely handsome man next to me is my man Clay, aka Reclaimer. How we feeling today, baby?
I'm feeling great after that great gas right there. It's like you said, it's a great day. It's a Tuesday. It's a summery day. It's bright and sunny outside. I'm ready to watch some incredible Halo games tonight. I think it's going to be a great evening. We got some fantastic teams. I'm looking forward to it. And as always, it's a pleasure to cast alongside you.
It's going to be great indeed. Actually, we met together a couple weeks ago and we put magic on the microphone. Meanwhile, competitors with absolute magic on the virtual battlefield. And we kind of expect to see no difference. As Clay alluded to, we have two fantastic teams, which we're going to introduce real quick. As Fung 4 coming in, and you got Suppressed Druck, Soul Snipe, and it looks like they actually have a substitute player coming in, Falcon, having something to do. So coming in right now is Collect, who actually filled in for this very roster before, and in fact competed back when most of them were going by Pure back in the day. They'll be going up against the fully loaded roster and Ascending Baseline, who were incredible. Going into Atlanta, it feels like very much a LAN team. However, we will be online with Ryan Noob, Super CC, Suspector, and Tapping Buns. And in fact, I heard from a little birdie reclaimer that you were not a fan of Ryan Noob whatsoever. Is there a beef going on between you two?
That is absolute fake news. I have said the opposite. I've been preaching the opposite for years. I think Ryan Noob is one of, if not the greatest Halo players of all time, one of the greatest brains in the history of the game, and I am incredibly excited to watch them play tonight. That is two absolute rosters, and so I think this is going to be a banger of a series.
Yeah, we got the chance to actually interview Ryan Noob after an amazing series against the Uzis, the Uzi and Zuzi twins a while back, and he kind of talked about with this roster how, like, we're in year 5 of Halo Infinite. Everybody knows how to play the game, so instead of trying to like big brain it and go super macro with it, he's instead kind of stepped into a different role. Instead of having players trying to adapt to his play style, he's been trying to adapt to theirs mostly, going into this roster with Ascending Baseline, and it's obviously worked very well for them. We saw what they did against that very same roster during that scrim. We've seen what they've done to many rosters when it comes to LAN, and I mean, even the 2v2 LANs, right? Ryan and Suspector were going crazy there too. I remember he goes to the back, has a big smile on his face. I look at him, he's like, brother, they keep letting me win. He's like, I'm 33 years old, they keep letting me win. I'm like, hey, keep winning it, baby. And we're going into our matchup here, Ascending Baseline and Fung 4, another group that I'm a huge fan of. I mean, you're talking about, best friends and Soul Snipe and Druck, how long they've been together, going way back to 2018, 2016. They were in Atlanta together alongside Commonly in them, and now still together some way, somehow, with a couple new faces, Suppressed and Collect. They go 3 down, Ascending Baseline looking very strong in the early game here on Oddball Recharge.
Absolutely, and fun fact, I've told this story on stream several times before, but actually, MLG Orlando 2018, it was the first event, I believe, for Super CC and Envor and Talik, and I can't remember who else was on their team. I think it was Valkyrie. But it was their first event ever, and we played them in open bracket. My team with myself in proximity, and had no idea who they were, and we got them round 1. And I think we had some sort of conversation as like sure they'll be good. Like, we've probably played them in matchmaking before, but like just had no idea and got smoked. Just got 2-0'd so fast. We lost the game 2 regret probably like 50-22, something like that. And they went on to get top 16 that event and make pools. And obviously all those players have gone on to be so incredible since then. But my Grim Reapers, since day one, been stayed getting gate kept by these guys.
It's always a weird situation when you're at the top rank. You know, you kind of know the faces, and you kind of know what to expect. You kind of know which ones you're the underdogs to and who your favorites. And when you see some names that you maybe don't notice as well, you probably thought, hey, we have a very good chance to win this, or maybe even thought you were the favorite. So it's always weird losing on land to players that you don't recognize. But I'm sure after you got to top 16, you recognize real quick, oh yeah, they belong here for sure.
Oh yeah,
and it kind of validated the loss in a way. And I don't know if it's even the kind of way to look at it, but I'm sure it made you feel better in some way to know they got top 16.
That's a built-in excuse right there. We got look, we played the best open team ever. Like what are you gonna do? We ran into a buzzsaw.
Well, as of right now, it's Fung 4 that are running into a very similar buzzsaw, Super CC, and this new squad up 44 to 16. And mind you, that ball never gets played off of the map. So great time now coming in from ascending baseline, and the crew Ryan Noob with the camouflage goes to work on collecting. The teamwork is what makes the dream work. Ascending baseline continue to score as Soul Snipe wants to drive this ball off the map, but Ryan Noob in this camouflage building a brick wall between them. Eventually, tapping buttons goes down. It's a trade out. Ball still alive. Collect and Drucker here, and now Ryan Noob being sneaky. Can he take down both? I don't think so. And mind you, ball is still on the map.
And look at that. He lives. He re-vanishes. Gets a touch on the ball as well to reset it. Just wasting so much time on the game clock as well. And look at him still alive in this smoke.
Being an absolute nuisance. I mean, what can you expect out of a player like Ryan Noob but that? Like, just being annoying in the back line, getting in and out of the fight. That camouflage got so much value there. And once again, Fung 4 find himself down, ascending baseline scoring.
Yep, and you can tell they just look more comfortable on this recharge ball. Just as soon as they get broken, just immediately they find those kills and right back to that setup that they just had before.
Big trade goes down, 69 points so far for ascending baseline. A nice lead, one might say. Ascending baseline do eventually go 3 down. Ball over toward the tower A side, snatched up by a grappling Collect who flies on in, but Ryan Noob able to take him down. Ryan Noob trying to stay alive, but eventually cleaned up himself, and Soul Snipe wants more than that. Looks for the double, chases him away, never gets the kill, but eventually gives up his life in order to do so. Suppressed with the rotate of the ball. There is one more player to deal with, and a bit of halo timing. He turns and gets burned by Super CC. Suspected with the follow-up, and they say thank you for the Amazon primed ball that ascending baseline are taking advantage of.
Yeah, and just hand-delivered a setup with this ball once again. Just even as it seems like Fung 4 is getting some kills and finally getting a ball set up, just run right into ascending baseline. I think they lose track of a player in the back of the elevator right there. It ends up that ascending baseline comes down with possession of that ball. But just as we say that, Fung 4 finds some kills, are able to stabilize a little bit and gain control of that ball there at A.
74 points so far for ascending baseline. Whoa! The drunken fist from across the map to that drunk comes in with some huge shots, and collecting a whole lot of ball time here. Meanwhile, tapping buttons, finding the backside is suppressed. Not close enough for the melee, but his teammate is there for the cleanup. Might have to play that ball as Fung 4 do end up going 3 down. Try to deny at least some time from ascending baseline. Ball picked up and still active. Meanwhile, tapping buttons trying to get involved in any fight that he can, taking shots from across the map, and eventually Druck awarded the kill for that one.
And that's good work from Fung 4 right there. Able to stabilize once again. After getting a few seconds of ball time, they find the second wave right there, able to collapse and secure those next kills. And they're going to get some more ball time, and pretty soon they're going to be right back in this game.
75 to 54. Suppressed, decided to battle it out over toward the high A side. Didn't exactly want to take that fair 1v1, but Tapping Buttons chases him down. Tapping Buttons down to one shot. Not sure if he can escape, but with Suspector chasing down Collect, who is chasing down Tapping Buttons and chasing Inception, but eventually ascending baseline, covering each other's backs beautifully, and a double by Tapping Buttons means a 3 down. More ball time for descending baseline. Fung 4 need to get that ball out of their hands right now.
And just living forever, Tapping Buttons, finding so much value in that situation and doing such a good job to multitask and work with his teammates, dropping the ball, shooting across the map, and so helping his team secure the kills. But still, though, just as that happened, Fung 4 find control of that ball.
Less than a minute worth of time here. Oh, big kill by Super CC. Ball trying to be rotated over toward the Charlie side. Soulsnipe is able to get it past. Super CC stays alive, grapples up over toward the high ground, and is just eyeing Soulsnipe. Still has that shock. 2 players in front of him. Can he get through them? Druck comes in, but ends up going down. Collect down to 1 shot himself. And Suspector is on the chase. Ball off the map, but just 1 second between these two.
And 1 second between these teams, but look at the game clock. Just 40 seconds on the game clock as well. So that could come into play here as Tapping Button's able to secure this ball. But they do get some clearance over towards the long haul here. And with 10 seconds left, Fung 4 have to fly for this. Camo up as well. But they have to kill this ball guy.
3 down once again. Druck, the final player that can do anything here, and he does win the fight. But the cleanup is there just as quickly. Ryan Noob not only takes him down, but puts the final seconds on the board, ascending baseline, making their presence known. However, I will say, big ups to Fung 4, who made a massive comeback. They were down by what felt like a mountain, and they climbed their way to make it respectable.
Absolutely, and Oddball, you know, typically our longest game type that we have in rotation really is a game of runs and a game of control. And you are going to be put in positions where you take those hits and the other team is going to go on those runs. But as long as you can kind of roll with the punches and stay with it, Oddball allows you several chances to come back and regain control. And so Fung 4, even though they don't win the map, making it competitive and looking to rebound here in this round 2.
But once again, Fung 4 really find himself in kind of a deep hole right now. 19-0 run and still counting now for sending baseline. A big back-to-back kills does force the ball off the map and the reset, but right now Suppressed and Fung 4 find himself on the opposite side of where that ball is going. Sending baseline, dominating the gold side of the map, and a trade out there, but Slays still favoring ascending baseline. Another 3 down.
And maybe not the trade that Ryan would have wanted right there, but ultimately doesn't end up hurting them, or does it? As Soulsnipe comes in with the flank, able to kill that ball guy and Suspector and secure the shock rifle. So first time on the board for Fung 4 here in this round 2. So maybe a little bit of a fumble from ascending baseline there in that sequence. And ultimately Fung 4 able to secure control. And they're going to get some time here.
29 seconds to be exact. Meanwhile, Fung 4. Oh,
nice
Soulsnipe taking his time, knocking him down.
Great patience.
However, Suspector comes in out of nowhere. Collect gets the clean up. Momentary 1v1 now between Collect and Tapping Buns. And Tapping Buns actually right on his tail, but a spawn from Suppressed puts him right back into the fight. Thought they were going to chase out the gold side player, but looks like Collect wanted to score a few more seconds of ball time there. And Tapping Buns, you got aggressive. They made you pay, but 4 down goes Fung 4. So to trade out 1 life to take down 4? Sounds like good math to me.
And ultimately, you know, it looks like it's going to be a good rotation for Collect and Fung 4 right there. But ascending baseline able to find the pinch and just collapse on that A setup right there. And they grab that ball right back. And it looks like they're going to rotate this tower side.
Love the skill jump by Soulsnipe. Look how much damage he's able to put down. 2 players down to 1 shot. There's 3 total. They're Suppressed. Ends up getting a cluster luck because of that 1 grenade, 2 bodies. There's 3 down. Once again, go ascending baseline this time. Tapping Buns is the 4th, and Suppressed having the wherewithal to say, you know what? The timing just ain't right. The spawners are here. He's going to grab a hold of a little ball time, but he's not comfortable, especially rotating the ball into the enemy squad. But 1 kill could turn to more as Soulsnipe goes down, and so does the camouflage.
And look at that. You see Suppressed drop that ball and immediately beeline for the camo guy. Just great stuff out of Fung 4 right there. Good prioritization to make sure that camo guy did not get out with his life. In the end, they were rewarded with the kills, and they're trying to get out with this ball setup. Although they are in a world of hurt as they're 2 dead, and it looks like they're going to be getting collapsed on here in the pipes.
Once again, 42-27. Soulsnipe waiting for the right time. Tapping Buns throws a haymaker. Knocks him out real quick. Suppressed ends up following towards the grave. And once again, ascending baseline, scoring objective efficient as ever. Now Tapping Buns holding the line in a very sneaky spot.
Ball dropped.
It looks like all of Fung 4 going through the pipes, or going through the turbine side of the map, to push pipes right there. But not finding any effect from that long haul position. But still, advantage here at sending baseline. As 3 dead for Fung 4 once again. And ascending baseline grow ever closer to that victory here in game number 1.
Rotating that ball back toward the blue side. 65 points so far. Ryan taking a whole lot of damage here. That's Fung 4 active on the truck, flying on in. I mean, whether he goes down or not, he's going into the water. So he was destined for the respawn screen, but his main point was had get the ball off the map, and they were able to do so. How do you even get that fast? I'm trying. Was it a grapple play? It had to be a grapple play. You can't just curb slide that quickly, right?
I was actually going to mention, there are some players that when they use the grapple, they get some sort of speed boost. It just looks faster than other players. And funnily enough, 2 of those players, Druck and Collect, are on this Fung 4 team. Just anytime they use a grapple, they are just moving at light speed. Ugh. Nice win out of Suspector right there for the killing spree. 31 kills for Suspector in this game so far, with Suppressed right on his heels at 30.
With the Slays being, not that far in the advantage of ascending baseline, you expect the score line to be a lot closer, but it's really not. 41 points right now for ascending baseline, especially with the way that this game has gone. It even feels like more than that. Minute and 26 seconds on the clock, and Fung 4 need to just get objective efficient. They need to find these quick slays and get on the ball immediately. It's tough because ascending baseline have the gunny, obviously. They can win pivs, but you're quickly going to be running out of time. You got to respect the shot clock.
Not only that, but ascending baseline, just such good teamwork in this first game thus far. Just making it so difficult for Fung 4 to get any sense of control. 3 dead, Druck last alive, able to find a double. But still tapping buttons, getting that time. And now 20 seconds for the win here for ascending baseline in this game number 1.
Ball played up the map here. Druck ready for it, and with Fung 4 getting a huge advantage and a much needed one, why don't we actually hop on board with a bit of listening here with Fung 4? Let's get into the minds and the comms of some of the players.
Wait, top edge, top. Yeah, everybody block, everybody block.
They're gonna probably hit tower now this time.
I'm still blocking C.
Focus your tower, back up, Mikey. You're in
Yeah, I'm good, I'm hiding.
Yeah, top A cat, 2. One's weak.
I'm hiding.
Roger.
One shot
bottom,
Aiden.
split pipes.
One shot Aiden on the tarp.
I'm leaving you.
Another guy bomb tower, got shot through a wall. Bomb tower.
And bottom mid,
One
bottom
right
mid.
there. I'm looking right there.
Watch out, camera corner, Go on C stairs. One more.
This guy on grapple,
Shorted.
Good shit.
This one.
Here's ball, bottom red. I don't know where the other guy is.
I'm not.
I think they spawned A side.
One tower, 5 tower.
Looking ball out.
No, absolute. That's
Hey, remember bitch on you.
Dash on once.
Watch out bottom tower. One's red. I think he's red. Red
Yeah,
stairs.
ball red.
Last guy.
everyone, I took one.
And one just spawned now. 2 spawn, maybe A.
Big
Yeah,
barrels.
there.
I spawn C. Nice, good shit, bro. I spawn C.
Top cat.
More
And
bro,
hell the pipes in. Hell the
2
pipes
bottom
in.
A, bottom tower, 2 shot. Wow.
He's inside pipes behind you, Druck.
Watch one there. Watch one there.
Bro, bottom A. Watch out, dead. I got him.
Nice.
Nice, good shit, bro.
That's small pipes. I'm gonna grab balls.
I mean, I will say, a fan of the comms. I thought there was a great energy in there. I thought there was a nice little balance of location-based callouts and even small talking. Obviously, a little bit maybe frantic, maybe not. That might not be the exact word I'm looking for, but a sense of urgency is probably the best way to look at it. As Soul Snipe ends up dropping the ball, and you see that sense of urgency, there's a reason for it. It's because they simply were running out of time. But I will say again, energy sounded good, a balance of callouts and small talk. I like the comms coming out of Fung 4, despite the sending baseline coming out with a big win there.
Definitely, I do as well. And just game number 1, so you got to allow these teams some time to warm up. Excuse me. But nonetheless, a very competitive game. and some big slays out of the ascending baseline side. And as you say, just ran out of time on the game clock right there at the end. Just a solid effort, but ascending baseline able to win some of those pivotal fights to break up some of those ball setups from Fung
Saw
4.
some decent assists come out of Ryan Noob and some good kills and damage out of Suspector. Suspector always has this sneaky way of just like, even when he's not even has like the most damage in the lobby, even the times he doesn't, he has a very sneaky way of just finding great kills, staying alive, really playing his life. He has a very unique type of way that he approaches the games. Like, you would think a player like him is always in like these constant 1v1s, but it's really not his game style. It's very kind of like dip and dodge, get in, get out, and really kind of slither his way around the map, like almost like a sneaky snake, if you will. Suspector has a very, very unique type of game style that he has. I've had a chance to play with him a few times myself, and man, he will carry the heck out of me. And mind you, I feel like he never even gets into like a single 1v1 battle. He's the way he approached the game. Guys, in case you don't know what's going on, Straight Up and Pro Scrim Night, Why Not Be Reckless, AK Why Not Be Casting, joined with me is my fellow grassroots partner in Reclaimer.
Hey, yes,
Fantastic
sir.
player, fantastic, obviously doing the watch party, the streamers, the content creation. Make sure you drop him a follow, but also coming from my job as a commentator as well. Is Reclaimer. You can do it all, jack of all trades here, and definitely want to give some love out to everybody that's involved here. Big fun we've been having with the Straight Up Pro Scrim Lights. We're having it weekly on these Tuesday nights. They've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys for coming by and showing some love as you guys have, and also the competitors for putting on the show and allowing us in the lobby to put on the show for you guys. Capture the Flag on Origin coming up next. Right now we have the amazing Fung 4. At one point in time at Atlanta, they were going by KrakenSeas, now going by Fung 4. Remember them back in the Halo 5 days, very familiar name. Meanwhile, Ascending Baseline, which coming a very familiar name in themselves in the Halo community, Tapping Buttons, Ryan New Suspector, and Super CC up 1-0.
Absolutely. And I have to say, great guest once again, Tony, and it is a pleasure, as always, to cast alongside you. And I think you can rest easy that your job is safe for now, as incredible shots from Tapping Buttons right there. Early pull out of Ascending Baseline, as I don't even have time to get my thanks off. And 3 dead for Fung 4 once again, as they are pinned in the base. Ryan Noob with the no-scope. This is why I glaze.
Beautifully played, back over toward the top catwalk side, and before you know it, Ascending Baseline already punching in the first flag cap. Beautifully effective and efficient have Ascending Baseline been, and mind you, the moment Colette tries to make some plays himself, apparently turn the offense into defense in the defender base and look to drive the rest of Fung 4 out of it.
And within 45 seconds of the game starting, Ascending Baseline able to secure that first cap with the help of some of those early slays and power weapons. But Fung 4 looking to rebound here in this game too, getting punched in the mouth early here on Origin CTF. Nice shots out of Suppressed.
Little jiggle peek action coming out of the big Don himself.
Always,
Mind you, it's
always.
his flag being pulled.
And this carbine is also devious from this elbow position. It was great in Halo 5, and ever since they added it to Halo Infinite, it is absolutely demonic from range. And I think a lot of these players started to realize it as it gets a lot of use. Whoa! And a flying Tapping Buttons just beats him absolutely down. And 2-0 as Ryan Noob slams in the flag. Everybody getting punched in the mouth here in this game number 2.
Yeah, I feel like the game is, we're 2 minutes in, we already see 2 flag caps on the board. And mind you,
whoa!
What is going on here? 20 gifted from Anonymous. Whoa.
W gifted, Tactical Nuke in the chat. Shout out to Anonymous for 20 gifted to Straight Rippin. Absolutely insane support.
We gotta compare it to a kill spree in Halo. So it's like a gifting rampage.
Oh yeah.
Like you have the gifting spree. That's gonna be fine. Like we need. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this my own stream and just do the medals for gifting.
That's actually such a good idea. And as all of that's going on, Collect literally doing everything on the map, getting a touch on the flag, getting 2 kills, turning around, getting the return on the flag, and that allows Fung 4 to get their first cap of the game. We're only 3 minutes into this game, and already we've had 3 caps and 20 gifted subs.
And suppressed. Fully loaded sniper does nothing against a rocket launcher, and the triple that Super CC just put down. And mind you, tapping buttons gets himself the snipe from downrange, takes him out with the 2 pieces press. The first one to spawn up, and the first one to get sent back. And mind you, everybody on the map, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. He's tapping buttons right now as Super CC punches in the final flag cap. And that's a 2-0 start here in your straight ripping pro-scrim night.
Tapping buttons and tapping heads, just putting all 4 members of Fung 4 on the respawn screen. And that game, correct me if I'm wrong, was 5 minutes or so, and we had 4 caps on the board. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. 4 caps on the board. Ascending baseline able to come away with the clean 3-1 victory. But a game played at 100 miles an hour, Tony.
4 minutes and 23 seconds is all we saw to see 4 flag caps, 20 gifted, and an announcement of no slayers in the chat. In fact, twice says Soul Snipe.
Double no slayers.
No
they do not
slayers.
want to play slayers.
Oh, and Ryan doesn't agree. Ryan does not agree.
Also, 4 and 23. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but that's the Zuma number, right? Isn't that the Zuma stat line against Straight Rippin at COD Champs 2017? I believe Zuma went 4 and 23 in that first map against Straight Rippin. It's actually an international holiday these days, I believe. He said the lights were in his eyes,
holiday.
But yes, 4 and 23 as I get confirmation from the chat. But yeah, just an insane coincidence.
Do banks recognize it? Do you do we have off from work? Like, did your paychecks delayed?
I have tried to use it a couple times. Usually I get very puzzled looks, but I have tried. I have tried before. And yes, that has to be, by the way, what is it, a Nair ×2 with the gifted subs? And that puts us on a hype train as well.
Jeez. A level 5-1 at that. Plenty of time for you guys to get involved. And mind you, about to beat our last record. If you guys keep on supporting, I mean, the last record, we're already there. And you guys can help be involved. Just make some history here in the Straight Rippin' Pro Scrim Night, guys. We're turning the Tuesdays into the new Fridays. You already know if a Tuesday is going down, this is exactly where you want to be. Fung 4 going up against Ascending Baseline. And Druck, he's playing angry after that when it wins himself a Piv. Ryan, who does the same and gets himself a camouflage because of it.
Absolutely. And Druck not beating the Halo 5 kit allegations, making a beeline for that thrust off the start of the game, winning a nice battle. For Ryanoob, however, coming down with that camo. Things are going to get sneaky as Ryanoob looks to find some value with this camo.
Halo 5 kid? I thought Druck was a Fortnite kid.
Everybody's an everything kid these days.
Remember, he actually had this small stint in Fortnite where he was actually going off. Mind you, Soul Reaper going off with 100 biddies in the chat. Appreciate you,
I like that, Soul Reaper. I like that. But of course, man,
advantage here for Fung 4 looking for their first win.
And that's a stereotype that's been around for years, man. Is that Halo players just for whatever reason just happen to be extremely talented multi-gamers, and it's an ongoing debate that what game produces the best overall gamers. As tapping buttons absolutely turns and burns on a suppressed. But I think Halo has a pretty good claim to that argument. Seen a few very high-profile, very good examples over the years.
I don't know. I disagree with you. I think COD is just built different. You have players from COD that have come over to Halo and found success. Like Shotzi, for example. He's a COD kid. He's done good in Halo.
Tony doing a little Tuesday trolling.
Frosty,
nice shots.
Whoa,
and what a name.
Kid.
yeah, absolutely. Notorious as well. Shotzi, by the way, and Hook. some Halo alums winning the major yesterday in Paris, or I guess the day before yesterday now. Shout out to them. Halo kids showing once again why they're some of the most talented.
17-13 advantage here. Fung 4 again looking for their first win here in our scrim against Ascending Baseline. Camouflage about to come up, and Collect is moving and grooving right now. You gotta love that. However, ends up getting wiped off of the face of Solitude. Almost said Plaza, the Halo 5 original name. 2 kills between them. Camouflage was snatched up. Super CC, a lot of responsibility on his hands, being the distraction to try to allow Camouflage to get out safely. Callouts are going down, and you have to imagine tapping buttons make it chase here, but no, he's not the hunted, he's the hunter.
Absolutely. Tapping buttons, finding incredible value with that camo, finding yet another kill and make it a double. As 2 dead for Fung 4 once again. Tapping buttons, single-handedly trying to close the gap here for Ascending Baseline.
Collect with the shock from across the map here as he gets his shields back, and since he got another fight, Love creating that distance with the repulse, sending Super CC back, and Super CC couldn't even re-engage because Druck was right then and there until he finds a new angle, takes down both of them, and Super CC reading them like a book.
Beautiful flank out of Super CC right there. Makes it a 1-kill game. But as we're doing all of this yapping, Collect double positive at 14-7. Make it 15-8. Just again, playing these games at 100 miles an hour. And we have a tie game 28-28 in this Game 3 Slayer right after they vehemently said no Slayers.
I will say that's actually insane. Like, to have 15 of your team's 30 kills, like, like just think about that. Like, you have half of your team's entire kills right now. Like, at this point, Fung 4 have to win. Like, imagine losing with a stat line like that. If you ended the game right now and Collect with 15-8, I mean, that's a great game.
Yeah.
And there's still almost half a game left.
Yeah, absolutely. And no matter what now, he could be like, yo, guys, like if they don't win, he could be like, dude, like, come on, bro. Like, I had 15 at the halfway point.
But as of right now, it's Ascending Baseline and the crew that are still having a lead. And mind you, a 4-kill advantage at that. So despite what Collect is putting down, it's Ascending Baseline. They're just picking up kill after kill, and another Camouflage could eventually go their way. We've seen what everybody can do with it on this Ascending Baseline roster, but value your life at this point must be important. And as they go 2 down, Super CC has to make some plays and puts his body on the line there to try to distract them away from getting the Camouflage Soul Snipe. Now might be using it as bait as Ascending Baseline march their way through the mid-map. They were the ones at a disadvantage when Camouflage came up, but they're the ones who get the kills, and most likely the camo goes down their way.
And how many times have we seen that play from Super CC, just hitting the quick flank and pinching for his team, just causing so much havoc in the backlines of this Fung 4 team. But Ascending Baseline and Rhino able to come away with this camo. And you gotta think that if used appropriately, this camo could put the game away, but just as we say that, 2 kills go down and the camo is off the board. So Fung 4, a little bit of light, and they could get back into this game.
Kill advantage, but Ascending Baseline just needing 5 more, make it 4 in order to take their 3rd win in a row. And it has been a quick one. Fung 4, who had all the advantage in the world, now down by 3, make it 4, and Ascending Baseline getting dangerously close to the 50 kill mark, looking for just 2 more Reclaimer.
And what a comeback this would be for Ascending Baseline after Collect was schmoving on them in the first half of this game. Rhino going to try to end it here with the Insta-Splode, but a double out of Drunk!
What?
And 3 dead as Collect finds a 3rd. It's getting weird!
Was that a double, or did he betray his teammate? I don't know if that was a double.
Did he hijack the Insta-Splode?
I don't even know. I think there was a betrayal in there. 48-47, 1 kill between them. Fung 4, who were down by 4 when Ascending
Rhino gets
Baseline
one.
first got the 4
Oh!
kills. somehow aren't able to hold on and make it through ascending baseline, taking their 3rd win in a row.
And what a finish at the end of that game. Ascending baseline, able to clutch it out and come away with that victory to take a 3-0 lead. But what a game. And look at that, just as we said, Collect ending the game with 20 kills. Like, hey, man, I did my job. But, of course, all these players just want to win. And at the end of the day, this is all for practice and getting better as a team. A little bit of a rough game from Suppressed right there at 7-17, but extremely impressive team effort across the board from Ascending Baseline to come back and win that game. 4,400 damage, excuse me, as well, out of tapping buttons.
But I watched it again. There was no betrayal on there. I had to watch. I'm like, bro. I'm like, was a betrayal? No, it was. He took down both Ryan Noob and Suspector with those nades. Druck was going crazy that game.
Got weird
Obviously, still did Collect as well. Like at one point, let's start off that game 15-8 at one point, which is crazy to think about. But I think it almost says even more about Ascending Baseline. Like no matter what you throw at them, they stay grounded. You know, they kind of keep their cool, keep their calm, keep their confidence, and know that if they play their game, if they play their peak, they can come back from any stat line. And I think it's actually really impressive what we saw in that last game where Ultimate Ascending Baseline now up 3-0 in our series against Fung 4.
Yeah, and you know, I'm trolling a little bit with the whole Collect thing at the end of that game, but just in all seriousness, insane pressure is always being applied by all of these players. And you know, this Fung 4 team, you know, players like Druck, players like Soul Snipe, Suppress, Collect, all 4 of them just known for their insane aggression and ultimately a great job out of Ascending Baseline to absorb that pressure and clutch up and win that game. But just as we see that, a great start to this game number 4, as Fung 4 finds a clean 4 dead on Ascending Baseline, gets the early hill time, and Collect now gets to play with this sniper.
It goes down here. Ryan Noob somehow escapes it while still putting down some damage over towards Druck. Collect actually going toward the height, but his teammate is quickly there for the cleanup. And mind you, tapping buttons had just enough shields to avoid death from the sniper, but can't do the same against Suppress's bandit. Finally, Fung 4 back in control and looking to close out their first hill. They want to start off strong against Ascending Baseline, who have simply had their number all series long.
Yep, and just playing with such good pace, just catching Ascending Baseline off guard and getting the slays early in this game, just making it chaotic. And look at that, just a flying no-scope out of Collect as Fung 4 caps the first hill of the game. And 2 dead again for Ascending Baseline as Fung 4 is going to try to win this rotation.
There it is. 3 down go Ascending Baseline. Collect taking down that 3rd one emphatically, and now right back over to the top mid side, wants to attack the spawning players, doesn't want to leave Ascending Baseline any room to breathe. It looks like they're not going straight away. They try to take the long route, but Collect and crew cut the angle off, deal with them, and that's about to be 2 in a row for Fung 4. Ascending Baseline can't even get out of their base. They can't get past the line of scrimmage.
And look at Collect, 5-0 so far, moving and grooving. They are tired of losing these close bang-out games to Ascending Baseline. Just an incredible start to this game number 4, as they are extremely close to capturing that 2nd hill. Can they find the kills here in the back line?
We talked about a great start from Collect during the Slayer, 15-8. Woe started off that game 5-0 with 5 assists. Has just gone down for the first time here as Fung 4 close to closing out their 2nd one in a row. I don't see anybody from Ascending Baseline here. That is their 2nd hill. Ascending Baseline, though, with a head start toward the 3rd.
And a tough start for Suspector as well at 1-6, just getting a little bit caught off guard over the course of these first 2 hills. However, Ascending Baseline able to stabilize just a little bit. Nice double from tapping there, and they will get some hill time here, Tony.
That they will. Somehow Super CC avoids all of that nade damage. Tapping buttons with the double kill out of nowhere. Now looking for the triple or looking for the snipe.
This is always dangerous, tapping buttons with a snipe. Able to find the body shot right there. Cleaned up by Ryanoob. As finally it looks like Fung4 able to get a little bit of space on this map. So tapping buttons able to absorb the pressure. As Ascending Baseline finds another couple of kills. That's 3 dead for Fung4 once again, so this is looking like an Ascending Baseline hill.
You see Druk kind of waiting over toward the mid-map for his teammates to ultimately come off a spawn here. Meanwhile, tapping buttons, waiting for anybody to cross. Ascending Baseline put their first hill on the board, a little less than 4 minutes, so a lot of hill time for this map, considering it's normally really hard to capture any one of these hills, but especially this catwalk side hill. Tapping buttons making it look easy, though, with the 3 down goes Fung4.
And how often have we seen this as well, Tony? Just the sniper guy finding so much effect. Tapping buttons almost coming down with another kill right there, but the sniper guy just finding so much damage and just effect from also playing the objective as well. How many times have we seen in King of the Hill, in Oddball, that sniper guy just also getting time, also sitting back, multitasking with the power weapons, and tapping buttons, taking great space on the map, getting the hill time, and getting a ton of kills for his team right there. 12 and 7 now. As Ascending Baseline, still getting time on this 4th hill.
2-1 advantage here for Fung4, but Ascending Baseline have a ton of momentum on their side as Ryan navigates his way over toward the blue base. Looks like Suppressed wants to introduce himself. Meanwhile, Soulsnipe moonwalks his way right into Ryanoob and then moonwalks his way off of the map. It gets real hot here on Lattice.
And that's going to be a tough 8 seconds as well. But, you know, better to not stagger the deaths of your team. Better to just die with the whole rest of the wave and come back with your boys. But just as we say that, Suppressed, able to find a double. And Soulsnipe finding another one. That's going to be 4 dead for Ascending Baseline. As Fung4 finally able to break through and get control of this hill.
Suppressed on screen right now. Got Ryan. He was the first one to kind of challenge him.
Nice nade.
Suppressed, keeping him down. Tapping buttons down. The next one to try to knock him off with a height advantage. No remote detonation for him, but the bandit kill is good enough for the killing spree. Tapping buttons and Spectre go down. So do 3 members of Ascending Baseline. The final one is Ryanoob, and he's spotted. He's dealt with once again. Fung4 scoring.
And such great plays from Suppressed right there. You mentioned it, but just playing his life so hard. Able to cause so much headache for Ascending Baseline while staying alive and getting kills. That means that Fung4 is going to be close to capturing this hill, making this a 3-1 game here in Game 4 of our Pro Scrims.
So far, Fung4 with the numbers advantage. Good damage onto Ryanoob. Sidekick is out. Tapping buttons down to 1 shot, but back-to-back kills for Ascending Baseline. Fung4, the final 4th is the one that goes down. And mind you, look at that progression. Fung4 is so close to getting this hill, and it might just be robbed. Ascending Baseline could tie things up right here, right now. Can they do it?
But just as that happens, Super CC, unfortunately getting caught off guard from the blue spawners, is also forced to play that sniper off the map, and Fung4 able to secure that hill. So 3-1 and 2 minutes on that game clock as well. Keep an eye on that, as the game clock will come into effect here as we move to a cargo hill. And Ascending Baseline look to rebound here.
Tapping buttons takes a bit of team damage, but it's all good. Not going to go down. Actually rotates back as it looks like Fung4 spawning right behind them over towards the blue base. You would think that'd be favorable for them since they're right next to the hill, but that blue base spawn is devastating when Ascending Baseline know exactly where you're going to be.
And 3 dead for Fung4. Ascending Baseline finding the kills. And this is what they needed, Tony. 1 minute and 45 still on this game clock. They absolutely had to find some early control and get some early time on this hill. With that game clock ticking as much as it is, they do not have time to mess around if they want to come back in this game. Fung4 able to break the hill, able to get in, and they're not looking to play time. They're looking to put this game away.
Back on board here with tapping buttons. He's gonna push over with Ryan, who double push through the blue side, but man, Fung 4 pushing right back at him. It's great pressure by both of the squads, and tapping buttons gives them an advantage by taking down Soul Snipe and doing max damage against Druk as well. Looks like you see Suppressed being very aggressive for the double and covers his teammates back. Fung 4 have a slight advantage here, and mind you, they're the ones up 3-1. A minute on the clock. I don't even know if Fung 4 are gonna step foot in this hill anymore. I think they're done. They're playing time.
Yeah, and definitely are playing time now as the game clock ticks underneath a minute to go. And Fung 4 finally finding all of the kills and clicking with their teamwork. Have just been playing with such unmatched pace in this game and have really knocked Ascending Baseline off their game. 8 and 18 for Suspector. Incredibly tough game for him. But across the board, Fung 4 just playing so well as a team, as we are about to hit the 30-second mark with Collect playing for this new snipe.
Thought that the Slayer on Solitude could have been their first win for Fung 4, especially with the ways that they started, but it looks like this one's gonna be much more doable. 20 seconds on the clock right now. Once again, Ascending Baseline do end up going 3 down. You give Suppressed a sniper, and you have every resource that's in the hands of Fung 4. I don't want to call it, but Clay, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, this one's over as the game clock ticks down 1 second. And Ascending Baseline gets in with 1 second. Surely there's no way. No. Fung 4.
Wait, hold.
Able to take. Nah, surely that's not. You remember when that happened to Optic at Worlds a couple years ago? When they thought they won the World Championship and stood up? And it was like, hold on a
I think
second.
it's a little bit different.
Hang on a second.
I think people didn't realize like that early on that like when the hill
contest.
moves, time doesn't. Well, that's the thing. If you win a hill, time stops. So like, even if you have like 5 seconds left, like there's no time that goes by. So the team won it with 0 seconds on the clock. But again, the hill moves, so you have that time for the hill to come up. And if somebody's in the hill, then it stops the clock. So we obviously know that now, but year one,
When
I
it
guess
was new,
maybe not everybody realized that.
yeah, especially in just the most insane of moments. But not looking to let that happen to them is Fung 4, as they are finally able to secure their first map here in the Pro Scrims. And that was a big map as well out of Suppressed. I believe he had finished with 23 kills, top frag the lobby right there. As we move into our next game type, Live Fire Strongholds. So finally, Fung 4 able to get their first map on the board. And I think they needed that one, Tony. And I think that we have a series now.
I will say one thing. I feel like we've been very efficient with the games here, despite having an oddball as our game number one. Like, I feel like we've been doing this for a minute less than an hour. And we're 4 games in already starting the 5th. Like, the Fung 4 and Ascending Baseline aren't wasting any time whatsoever.
We're in year 67,000 of Halo Infinite, man. Everybody knows what time it is. We are getting efficient practice. It is. I'm telling you, it is. As triple cap early for Ascending Baseline, 3 purple strongholds, 360 medals out for Druk. Ascending Baseline looking to rebound from that Game 4 loss.
It was 80,000 years ago where Straight Rippin's very own T-Squared said he'll have you fragging like a pro.
I remember that. I was around 87,000 years ago.
But the ways I have birthdays, according to Halo community, I wouldn't be surprised if I was there. Sending baseline.
It was a gentleman's game.
Sending baseline currently had the advantage as far as the score line, but notice how Soul Snipe hops into strongholds, captures it, and now Sending baseline no longer scoring. In fact, it's Fung 4. Now let's play a little bit of catch up, maybe get a trip cap. I mean, you have camouflage, you have the advantage. Why not go and get greedy? Well, Suspector takes down the camo, and Ascending Baseline create a bit of an opening.
Why not go and get greedy? Sounds like your alter ego, but also the question answers itself almost instantaneously as Ascending Baseline able to secure a foothold and secure that A stronghold. Huge win out of Collect, as tapping buttons definitely should have gotten that kill, and that's going to allow Fung 4 to put their foot on the gas once again, as they are still scoring.
And it looks like Fung 4 do take their first lead of the game here. What an 8 by Super CC. What a 3 down. Courtesy of ascending baseline, going after Alpha and Bravo at the same time gives them a triple cap, or should ascending baseline scoring and taking that lead right back.
3 purple strongholds. Gotta say, I do like the purple on ascending baseline. The boys in purple, as it were. The Rhinoob looking to cause some chaos here at A, baiting his life force suspector and then hitting that QT out, as ascending baseline still able to maintain this control, as Soul Snipe with that camo narrowly dodges the insta-spot attempt right there.
Still scoring right now, are sending baseline. Soul Snipe with a big time cleanup over toward the green side, and now goes in and immediately challenges Super CC. That's 3 down. Once again, go ascending baseline, and Soul Snipe not wasting any time whatsoever, hopping right back on the hill.
Absolutely, and quite possibly my favorite copy pasta in Halo Twitch chat history. Happy birthday, Tony, as a trip cap for Fung 4. As they're looking to regain some of this control, but Suspector able to find a 5 and a trade onto the camo guy. That should not have happened.
Triple cap locked in for Fung 4. Ryan with the sniper goes and attacks Bravo, has to avoid all the nades coming at him, and somehow is able to convert it. However, Fung 4 are there quickly. Lines of the snipe not able to connect. Second one is wide left as well. Fung 4 delete Ryan, get themselves a sniper, and now they want Bravo back.
Deleting Rhino, that's disrespectful. Fung 4 showing no respect for their elders as they look to regain control, but Super CC, look at the strafe, just dodging the no-scope attempts, able to stop that capture of B. And look at that sub-alert, that's so pretty.
Yo, thank you so much for the prime sub. Appreciate you, AC. Oh, my gosh, I don't think any teams that appreciate those shots. God bless. Collect. On screen now. Challenges Suspector. Deals with him. Another sub coming in. This time it's actually Reclaimer coming in. Casting, subbing at the same time.
You said it, I'm a jack of all trades, you know? I just had to make my presence known, as tapping buttons makes his presence known, finding a double kill and trying to help his team break out of this setup. Still about a 25-point lead. As look at the route and look at the pinch from tapping buttons. Able to find a kill onto Druck. And they are going to look to pinch the Fung 4 as this camo comes up. But just as I say that, 2 kills go down. And tapping buttons finds himself as the last guy alive.
Killing spree earned from tapping buttons.
Whoa!
A double kill before going down. Suppressed, getting pushed back by Suspector, and throws every nade in the book. Finally finds a home and gets himself an assist as well. Suppressed with some great damage there. And now the question is, can Fung 4 play through that? Collect was able to snatch up Camouflage. You already have Alpha and Charlie belonging to you, and you see Ryan Noob on the cross, and mind you, knowledge is power as Fung 4 look to get in position.
Collect somehow able to come down with the kills, his life, and the camo in that crazy sequence at the dummies, dodging Harriers and AC-130s and tactical nukes. But Suspector will finally clean him up and finds the double. As Trip Cap out of Fung 4 still, but 3 dead. Can ascending baseline break out of this setup?
Once again, Fung 4 still scoring. Alpha converts, but it takes 2 to tango. Sunny Baseline do have Bravo in their sights, and it looks like they're going to be able to snatch it up. Fung 4 have the lead. Collect has a snipe. Collect has a double kill. My gosh, that's how you clear out B.
Just 3 of the fastest no-scopes you've ever seen. Finds the first kill and then double bodies the second one into oblivion. Fung 4 finding the double cap and the control on the map. Once again, Collect, trying to maintain green control, finds another body shot, but is going to find himself in a world of hurt. Nade shot as Collect cleans up Super CC. And they are going to absorb the pressure for now, Tony.
180 points and counting here for Funk 4. As the nades go in, looking for the instant explode, but finding a whole lot of damage. Tapping Buns trades out, gets himself a double kill. Druk is quickly there, as Spectre already has the reset, but Druk would love to turn this into a kill and then Alpha, but Ryan, who has his back, teammate comes in for a little bit of a bait and switch. Now a momentary 1v1, and Druk chasing him off his yard.
And Druk showing absolutely no fear right there. His whole team dies around him. He finds himself the last one alive once again, but still fighting to the death the entire time, finding so much impact. But still, as we say that, ascending baseline, able to find some control, and they still look to make this a game.
201 to 144. Funk 4 already have Bravo and Charlie. Looks like they're trying to convert for the trip cap, but Druk coming in with the Sneak King. Back smack on the camouflage player is going to be huge. Running into 2, making 3 different players of ascending baseline, defending Alpha for dear life, and now with a 3v2 advantage, making a 3v1. 3v none. Ascending baseline like a wrecking ball through Funk 4.
Still though, Druk applying full court pressure just at all times, making it so difficult for ascending baseline to find any space on the map. They finally do secure that double cap. The Funk 4 looking to fight back as trades go down across the map. Funk 4 looking to play for C right here, but getting pinched by Tapping Buttons coming through the top middle.
And once again, Tapping Buttons has that quantum translocator to work with, and
Nice
confidently
shot.
challenges Suppressed over toward the big door. Teammates are now starting to address Alpha. He wants to join him. It's Ryan Noob who's already started it. And it looks like another trip cap going down. This time it's ascending baseline, collecting Druk back-to-back kills though. Ryan Noob goes in for the challenge onto 1, finds himself fighting 2.
Yeah, ascending baseline, finding that triple cap for just a second. But Funk 4 finding all of the kills. So as we move into crunch time here, we're going to have about a 10-point game as Druk able to secure the new snipe, but he gets bad timing.
Not
That's
able to
tough.
find a no-scope. Tough indeed. Ooh, Suppressed with the win. Gotta love that here for Funk 4, but they're gonna need a lot more of that if they want to come back as ascending baseline once again, take a lead and Tapping Buttons right through the Bravo side, wasting at least one of those sniper shots. Can connect on just one, but not able to. Druk with the win, and Funk 4 with Bravo.
And that's such a tough situation for Tapping Buttons. Just as he's flying out to green right there, his whole team dies. And you immediately know that as the sniper guy and one of the last alive, you are going to get flown at. As yet another resub as we move into crunch time here. Back in 4th control as we have a tie game. Moving into the end game here.
And here it is. This has been the closest match that we have seen so far, really. I mean, we're talking about back and forward almost this entire time. Tapping Buns. Camouflage doesn't want to waste this, or really trying to pick and choose his battles well. The problem is, everywhere he goes, he finds a member of Funk 4 and eventually ends up going down here. So Camouflage out of the play. Mind you, 2v2 situation. Over to the back green side. Druk sneaks in the kill on the one-shot player, and Suppress gets involved quickly. Cleanup is there. Bravo converts. Ascending baseline have the lead, but Funk 4 can close it out right here, right now with a good round of slays.
And here they come. A 5 in the back from Soul Snipe and 2 more kills. 3 dead for ascending baseline as control is found for Funk 4. 247 on the board for ascending baseline, but Funk 4 able to break through, finding the double cap, and we could be in for a photo finish, Tony.
Ascending baseline looking to break out of their spawn here. You see Spectre going all the way toward bottom mid and stretching out across the map, and actually going to break off over toward the pillar side, it looks like. Defending tower as Funk 4 expect ascending baseline to play through it. Suppressed runs into multiple members of ascending baseline. Somehow takes down, gets the melee onto Ryan Ubu, goes down. That's 4 down for the final time. Funk 4 goes in and steals that one away, but man, You gotta give a shout out to Suppress. That was some
Wow. And what a play from Suppress right there, stealing the game away and negating Tapping Button's insane game. Tapping Buttons, how many times did we say his name that game? Was just going on a tear. 27 and 20 with 11 assists from Tapping. But on the other side, Collect and Druck doing their thing, and Suppressed finding that insane impact in the final moments. 250 to 247. Fung 4 put their second map on the board, and we have a 3-2 series entering this game 6.
I mean, things didn't start off looking really good for Fung 4 in the beginning of the series. However, now only down by
7,500
one game,
damage.
and 7,500 damage is serious coming out of Collect, and very close was Tapping Buttons there as well. We're talking about two players that just like to shoot their guns and happen to be
Indeed.
really good at it.
Indeed, and they're going to have to do plenty more shooting their guns as we enter Recharge Slayer, our second Slayer, I believe, of the set this evening. And remind me again, who won the first Slayer, Tony?
Well, it was close. Fung 4 did have an advantage for quite some time with Collect's 15 and 8 performance midway through that Slayer, but it was eventually Ascending Baseline that seemingly stole it away.
That's right, that was the 50-48 Solitude. But Fung 4 here in this game number 6 Recharge, able to find the 2-0 control early, and Druck with this camo, looking to tie up the series. Nice shots right there as well.
Perfect shots, one might say, out of Druck. Oh, but
Indeed.
two members of Ascending Baseline actually going to replace him. Somehow finds a way to get out of dodge, threads the needle to steal one away, and continues to just gather information on the map, knows exactly where Super CC is, finds the spawning suspector, and knowledge truly is power as Fung 4 use it to 4x the enemy team scoreline, 9-2 advantage. However, I will say, we've read this book before on Solitude where they go off to an early lead. Can they hold on to it this time?
Indeed. And as you say as well, Druck right there threading the needle onto, I believe, a sliding suspector. Able to stay calm and hit very difficult shots right there while under pressure with that camo. Able to find great effect with the camo early on, gives them a 14-5 lead and puts them in a significant advantage early. But as we said, we've seen this book before. Seen this book, read this book, seen this movie. I don't know, I've consumed all sources of media in relation to this series before, as we've got an 18-7 lead now for Fung 4, as I think Collect finds a triple in the middle of all that. Graphic novel?
I don't know if it was a triple, but I mean, despite this, despite the fact this team was 3 down, we did see Super CC put some big kills on the board to try to keep this close. However, you've still doubled the scoreline of the opposition if you're Fung 4. But Collect running into a few members here. Eventually, Fung 4 the ones that go 3 down, and now Ascending Baseline finally get this out of the double digits.
And I'm going to need to see that again. Did Collect, as he was running to top A, just get hit in the face with like a fire extinguisher or something off the wall? Something knocked him off his path as he was running to top A right there. So I might need to see that one again. So fate, divine intervention, intervening as it does. And Ascending Baseline looking to close this gap with this camo coming up. Perfect shots across the map for Tapping as he finds another trade. Tapping playing insane all series long as Ascending Baseline looks to close the gap here.
If fire extinguishers are getting kills here in Halo Infinite, you know, Mint Blitz is probably working on a new video idea as we speak. 25-18 advantage here, Fung 4. Currently down 1 game in the series, but currently up so far here in the Slayer. Tapping Buttons looks to chase down a player, but everybody's dead. 3 down. Go Fung 4.
And look at the camo once again finding value as Ryanoob and Ascending Baseline able to secure the shock rifle, able to secure the kills, but Fung 4 finding 2 kills. So very delicate situation now for Ryanoob as his entire team dies around him. And Ryanoob now in a world of hurt needs to play his life and see if he can salvage something with this camo.
Oh no. Ryanoob has to be careful here. Luckily, a teammate is there quickly for the cleanup. Still has some ammo in the shock left, but teammate goes down. Collect gets aggressive, has to play for the trade, 31-26. favor of Funk 4, but Ascending Baseline still trying to find ways time and time again to keep things close. And actually, you know what? With that kill, and once again, Ascending Baseline close to making a comeback, actually, why don't we hop into their comms a bit? Why don't we go into the minds of Ascending Baseline going down?
Front tower weak.
One top, bottom mid.
Dead.
Nice.
Long,
One was long.
Yeah. Here it steps.
Top red glass. Nice.
Yeah,
One tower. One tower. Yeah.
Mang. He's about steps.
Yeah, steps on me. Two guys. Chase me.
You're alone for now. You're alone. Coming at them. Coming at cat.
I can hit it.
Top
Weak
cat.
top tower. Make go front.
Yeah, both weak and white. You got
Bring a cat out.
Red stairs two. Red stairs two guys.
Alright.
One bottom tower. I'm one shot.
He's so, two. There's two white. And glass on me.
I'm here.
Dead. Glass push me. He's got gold.
Dead.
Yo, AK.
I have death cam red. Top right again. He's going Vela. He's going. Pipe.
Get up, get
South side. Chase him.
He's on me weak.
No, I'm not.
It's one shot. One shot. Half full. City.
One shot.
Dead.
I'm one shot. You're alone. Nice.
Go long in.
Heard.
Yeah, waiting.
Double up.
Yeah,
Double up.
yeah.
Hit
Let's go.
that shit.
Yeah, here.
Nice.
I'm on camera.
Grapple weak. Yeah, main glass.
He went needles. I have camo.
Big one shot.
Nice, get up.
Nice, last guy.
Nice, get
One's
up.
spawning in, I think.
Maybe word spawn C2. You know,
Yeah, I'm cutting front white.
clearing red. Red's good.
One guy could be adding it.
Silo drop two silo. I'm trying to get out of here.
Drugs at silo.
Two there, yeah.
One's back seat. I'm just locking down glass.
I got the bottom mid.
Yeah, they're all back silo. They're all heading back silo. Careful.
Yep.
Careful about
All of
long
them.
as well.
One's good.
One chest, boxes.
And silo Donnie weak.
And tower me, one shot.
Silo dead.
Steve boxes.
That's two bolts. Two shot. And C flat.
Oh, we see plat. One's bottom mid, two. Mangler, he's camo jump. Actually, bottom mid, Mangler, pick guys, Mangler.
Wheel weak. And Trippy.
Just 2 kills between them, and once again the Slayer going down to the wire right now. Funk 4 and Ascending Baseline leaving it all on the line right now, and only one can come out on top. Will Ascending Baseline increase their lead in the series, or will Funk 4 be able to tie things up? 1 kill still.
And still just a 1-kill game, make it a 2-kill game as Jiruk able to find Ryanoob. But Ascending Baseline with that camo looking like they could get back into this game and possibly run away with it. But Fung 4 able to stack up and work the trades there at Silo. Able to neutralize the camo guy. And we are back to a tie game, 45-45.
Spectre trying to stay alive here. Super CC, former teammates of both Druk and Soul Snipe. He's more forward on the map here over toward the C-plat side. Mind you, suppressed off a screen, goes right after tapping buttons. It looks like Ryan falls as well. Super CC wins his piv, but can't escape. A 2-kill advantage now for Fung 4. All they have to do is hold on as another trade goes down, looking for just one more.
49-47, Ryanoob almost getting caught out right there and does end up falling at the trippy corner. 50-47, Fung 4 find their 3rd game of the series and tie us up at 3 apiece. Ascending Baseline not allowed to come back in yet another Slayer.
They called for the no Slayers. However, it is the Slayer that brings them back within the series, officially tying things up here for Fung 4. Soul Snipe himself, 16 kills to top out his team. Tapping Buns on the other side of things, a respectable 17 so far. Tapping Buns has really been the leading Slayer and the damage dealer for Ascending Baseline, but that time it just wasn't enough here. And we take a look at the damage department, and both Soul Snipe and Suppress going to top the list. Suppress specifically topping the lobby with 4,600 damage over that.
And what a game that was. We've been saying it, but these Slayers just coming down to the wire every single time, turning out to be some of the craziest games. And I like the ignoring of the no Slayers comp. I like that we're playing Slayers because we are getting some action-packed games as we move in to our game number 7, I believe. We are going to have Aquarius capture the flag between these two teams.
Oh, well, the interesting thing now is, at one point it was like no Slayers, then it was who said you make the rules, and then eventually like, okay, fine, 2 Slayers. So have we already got rid of the 2 Slayers out? Are we done with the Slayers? I honestly don't know, but at this point, what I do know is this is a swing game number 7. This is decides not only who takes the lead as far as in the series itself, but more importantly, really who takes momentum here between Ascending Baseline and Fung 4.
An Aqua CTF, one of our faster and more bang out game types, was Collect, getting that early flagpole. Trying to make Ascending Baseline panic a little bit and cause some chaos here in the back line. Able to find 1 kill, but ultimately does fall with that camo. And I believe we've got some flags out here early in the game once again.
Baidu going in for a big time challenge. Oh, takes down Suppressed for the double kill. Eventually, Fung 4, the ones that go 3 down. Baidu would have loved to push forward through there, but didn't have the shields to work with. Does use his angles to put down max damage onto Collect, and tapping buns bust through the front door, taking advantage of all of the damage that's going down. Flag still not pulled just yet, but a fresh 3 down. Some extra bit of help here, and with that, flag is ran and stopped right before the util.
And what a battle we have between these two teams as well. Just so evenly matched. And we've got some great games so far under our belt, and even more to come, because we're only 2 minutes in to this Aqua Slayer. 3 go down for Ascending Baseline, make it 4. As Collect is going to get a flagpole off of that. Let's see if Fung 4 can capture their first flag here.
Sliding on in. Teamwork making
Beautiful
the dream work.
window
Passes
toss.
the baton over to Soul Snipe, who punches that one in. Suppressed off a screen. Ends up getting the double kill. Normally have to give up many bodies in order to cap a flag. Well, Fung 4 had nobody on the respawn screen, then eventually go 3 down.
And you gotta love the window toss as well, man. That's just good Halo culture right there, you know. Aquarius, spiritual successor to midship in many ways in this game, I kind of feel like. And just the window toss always been a classic part of competitive Halo. You just love to see the teamwork come out to play.
Still 1 cap advantage here for Fung 4. Looks like Collect and Suppressed do end up creating a bit of an opening here. Collect wants to join Druck, who's pushing up over on the map. Mind you, though, throughout all the chaos, Super CC is the one who gets away with the camouflage. 1 quickly goes down. Can it turn to Boar as Super CC continues to navigate through the map of Aquarius?
Super CC making a creepy play with the camo and the combo, crouching bottom car. Just absolutely lying in wait for anybody foolish enough to come into his lair. But ultimately, no players find themselves within his grasp. He works his way over towards the flag, and now he's going to try to help his teammates. 1, secure this read, but then try to set up a pull of their own.
Super CC goes down. BR still out for Ryandu. Keeps the flag alive as well, but over towards a baitable position here. Ryandu flying at the respawning Druck. He's down to 1 shot, so that's an easy cleanup with the battle rifle. The rest of Fung 4, you know they want to play for the reset, but Ryandu is already here. Flag once again kept alive. Collect ends up going down, and with that, Ryandu just doing everything, playing objective at the same damn time.
Spinning in circles, just finding kills, running the flag. And speaking of Halo culture, finding some great value with that battle rifle as well. And I love that we've seen the battle rifle kind of make a resurgence here late in Halo Infinite's meta. Finding some great value from these players as one of those more long-range weapons and options in the sandbox. But now a 1-1 game as Ascending Baseline able to put that flag in. And we have a tie game once again with about 7.5 minutes on the clock.
Druck makes his way out of the fridge side. You see that? Looks like Soul Sniper Suppressed might just join him here. So it looks like right now, Fung 4 just trying to get pressure on the map, just trying to pass the 50% any way possible, even if it means giving up the util side, at least momentarily. Druck takes a whole lot of damage there. Tapping buttons never lets damage go for free. Curve slides his way, but passes by Suppress, who's just ratting in a corner right now. Soul Snipe left to fight off tapping buttons by himself, not able to do so. Suppress still trying to find the right opportunity to strike.
And Suppressed, in the middle of all of that, just can't find his window to attack. Ultimately has to settle for a trade as his teammates kind of die all around him. Maybe would have liked to see him get involved a little bit earlier right there. But ultimately, looks like they're going to be able to get that return. And nice shots out of Collect right there to keep that flag alive as well. As Fung 4 trying to capitalize on this. Get a flag cap by any means necessary. Soul Snipe with a double. Finding a triple in the back of the base. Beautiful shots from Soul Snipe.
And it feels like Fung 4 really did need something like that there. And they got it. Collect relays this flag right out of the bottom middle side of the map. Senses some pressure going down behind him. Can't be comfortable with trying to rotate this flag in. He has to fight and earn every inch. Sadly, not able to do so. Looks like that flag should be returned, I would imagine. Not only return, but also a counter pull opportunity now for ascending baseline. 3 down go Fung 4. Collect. Is he the final? No, he's on the opposite side of the map. Nobody's there.
They're letting this
This
go.
flag's going in.
And that's 2-1 ascending baseline. So somehow during that wild sequence with Soul Snipe finding all of those kills, still that just never felt safe for Fung 4 and ascending baseline, able to secure that return and then get a counter cap off of it as well to take the lead. Big double out of Suppressed to prevent what could have been perhaps another cap and maybe knock ascending baseline off their game a little bit. But still a wild sequence that puts ascending baseline back in the lead. Big double out of Super CC.
On board now with Ryan Noob. Makes his way through the fridge side. Nobody home just yet here, but mind you, Fung 4, I have no idea that Ryan Noob is already stretched across the map and into their base, and it looks like as they spot Super CC, they're going to know there's going to be at least some kind of pressure. How many players, maybe not exactly sure, but know that there's pressure pushing up through their util side they have to deal with, but Ryan Noob with the kill onto Collect. Ryan Noob continues to pressure Suppress even over toward the P side. Flag is already started. If things continue to go this way, it could be pushed home because it's still on the move. Ryan Noob's on Collect here. They got to be careful. This flag is going home. It's in the base of ascending baseline.
And Ryan Noob pulling out all the G side. Suppressed somehow coming away with that fight, as it is not safe for ascending baseline. Fung 4 will be in their base and able to contest this flag. And I don't think this one's going to go home, as Soul Snipe also comes away with the camo in that sequence. And Fung 4 is going to be looking to counter cap here.
One cap between them.
Whoa! What a melee.
Clean up for Soul Snipe, but both these players going down to one shot in the 1v1 between both Suspector and Collect. Eventually, Collect finding the angle, and you gotta love that constant pressure right now in the base of ascending baseline. And Collect done with the dance, wants to get up close and personal, and tapping buttons gonna make him pay.
And tapping buttons just time after time, just able to find these multi-kills in situations where it doesn't seem like he should come out on top. And 22-16 in this game thus far, top fragging the lobby by about a mile. As with a little over 3 minutes left on the clock, ascending baseline will get another pull on this flag here.
Yeah, things were looking very close here until that final play that really opened things up for ascending baseline to get that flag across the map and make this a 3-1 advantage for them with less than 3 minutes on the clock. Obviously enough time for anything to go down here for Fung 4, but they're the ones on the clock, and every second that goes by is ultimately putting them behind the 8 ball.
Just beautiful plays of ascending baseline to pin Fung 4 back in their base and ultimately give themselves this 3-1 lead. But 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Can they hold off the Fung 4 push? Able to find the initial kills. And now, with a little over 2 minutes left, this is starting to look very desperate for Fung 4. just sticking that to Ryanoob's face.
Refuses to go down by himself, drags Ryan down with him. Super CC doing the same with Collect, tapping buttons. Already here, looks like a Druck wants the 1v1, gonna run into Ryanoob and just trades all over the map.
And as much as we're singing tapping buttons praises, look at Ryanoob, 23 and 13, matching the output of tapping buttons. And might I point out as well, rocking the vanilla camos on both the DMR and the BR. Just excellent old head Halo out of Ryanoob in this series. As with 90 seconds left, ascending baseline going to be looking to potentially put this game away with a dagger cap right here.
Flag started, and oh man, that is a huge curve slide. Gets it as far as possible, and the final player that may have had something to say about this flag going in has just been reintroduced to the respawn screen. The 4th flag cap for ascending baseline, and with a minute on the clock, I mean, at this point, every kill it just feels like icing on the cake right now. Not sure there's any way, shape, or form that Funk 4 can come back in this game, and in fact, Super CC trying to put a period here.
Yeah, and with this much time on the clock, like, I don't know if it's mathematically impossible, but I mean, it's got to be at this point. 4-1 with 40 seconds left, and every kill that ascending baseline gets just feels like an absolute dagger. So Super CC, even if they don't cap this flag, just keeping the pressure on until the very end, not stopping until that final buzzer sounds. And as we say, that ascending baseline, getting the kills and looking like they will secure this final flag cap, and they do.
Ascending baseline kind of finally picking up on where they kind of started after the 3-game stretch that they went on. You know, it was 3 in a row for ascending baseline, if I remember correctly, and it was ultimately dominant ones. Ascending baseline looked very strong in the first half of the series. Eventually, Funk 4 bounced back, and finally, ascending baseline kind of asserting their dominance once again there in a decisive 5-1 win against a very capable Funk 4 roster. And take a look at the stats, and surprise, surprise, tapping buttons with the most kills. However, I will say kills and assists combined for that 17.0 KDA out of Ryanoob is something you definitely got to show some love to as well. Ryanoob showing that he can still do it at the ripe age of 56. Fantastic.
I know, just insane in a statement game right there. Out of ascending baseline, 67,000-year-old Ryanoob, able to match the output of tapping buttons right there, and with several less deaths as well. I believe he had about 6 less deaths and 7,800 damage. I mean, what else can we say? It's got to be the vanilla skins. He doesn't look a day over 73,000. Ryanoob still finding insane impact on the map. And ascending baseline take yet another game in this series. Again, statement game.
And 7 games so far we have played in literally just over an hour right now. And I will say they've been very efficient getting right into games, getting right into the action, but also once we're in the action, it's very fast. Like, I feel like it is really fun to watch Halo, where you know, some teams are a little bit more methodical, a little more slower playing, but it looks like these two are almost like kind of like a really fun boxing match. They just want to go into the center of the ring and just kind of throw haymakers at each other. And I feel like it's really made this series very fun to watch, and also really has made time gone really fly by as tapping buttons and Ryanoob again leading the lobby. I mean, combined their KDA, they were good for 29.3 KDA. And mind you, I don't even think Halo Infinite counts assists as much as they should towards the KDA. It feels like their impact was probably even more than that if you really think about it on Aquarius Capture the Flag. Now, I feel like we almost have like a new question, like what exactly happens? Are we doing any more Slayers so far? You know, is there gonna be another Slayer going in? Because at one point it's like no Slayers. There was like, okay, we'll do 2 Slayers. Well, we've already done 2 Slayers at this point. So I wonder exactly where do we go from this Capture the Flag, as I feel like we've already done every objective within the pool now. Do we just kind of redo another one? Do we go back to one of the oddball, which could be coming up next, kind of how we started?
Mm-hmm. And just story of the game right there, you can see from that scoreboard, is the assist difference between both of those teams. Just ascending baseline, just laying down the team shots and using their teamwork to the ultimate advantage right there. Again, statement game out of ascending baseline. But as you say, really interesting kind of yin and yang that we have with these teams here. You know, a sort of super fast paced, sort of all shooters kind of team matched up against a Ryanoob team, which you would expect to be very sort of methodical and maybe throw some weird stuff at you in terms of strategy. But ultimately, very evenly matched so far. And like you say, just absolutely flying by. These games have been an absolute blast to watch so far. And this has proven to be a fantastic series, let me say.
Well, now we go into another game here, and I believe it's going to be Vacancy coming up next. And Vacancy is an interesting one. Definitely, you know, when we looked before at the map pool, when we talked about some of the more punishing maps that we had in Halo Infinite, you know, what came to mind first was Live Fire. You know, you go 3 down on Live Fire, you're probably not going to have a good time. Eventually came Solitude, and now you kind of throw Vacancy right up there with them. Like, if you go multiple down on Vacancy and you have a bit of top control, like on top red tower, you can see some of those spawn points on the map, and really the prediction nade, the prediction reticle placement, it's kind of crazy on Vacancy. So that's what's coming up next year. Luckily, King of the Hill kind of cools it off a little bit, but still, I mean, you can get from one side of the map to the other so quickly and really punish your opponents.
Yeah, and King of the Hill, thankfully, a little bit more so than Oddball or Slayer, kind of requires you to play a little more fluid and move around the map. But yeah, just Vacancy, one of our bigger blender maps that we have in the rotation. Just if you get on the back foot, it is just so hard to break out of that cycle. Just getting shot down at from so many power positions, and it's so easy to get staggered. Ascending baseline, finding the kills early here. We'll get 3 dead early and this hill time, looking to establish dominance here on Vacancy King.
And Ryanoob able to get the shot in his hands here. Has Druk down to 1 shot, but just part of a double kill.
Big double.
Druk goes in, 3 down, go ascending baseline, and looking for some more as Funk 4, the one scoring this time.
And big double out of Druk there to immediately steal back control from ascending baseline. And ascending baseline, after getting control and getting possession of that shock rifle as well, just not really able to find any sort of effect, and handing that setup right over to Fung 4. As we say that, ascending baseline able to find the kills to break the setup, so suppressed here with this shock rifle in a world of hurt. Cannot find anything as ascending baseline are going to get this hill time.
Spectre with the damage. Teammate gets himself a kill. It's an assist when it's a Spectre. Druk and Spectre challenge each other from across the map. The problem is that Funk 4 have the help. Ascending baseline don't. So Spectre gives up that angle for Funk 4 to take over, which were the blue side. And now you know where the pressure's coming from. But do you know that tapping buttons in Super CC double push through the red base and now try to force Collect and crew out? The trade goes down. Funk 4 go 3 members and Suspector with the win. That's the 4th for Funk 4.
And that is an unfortunate way for that to break out for Fung 4 right there, as ultimately they lose control of that hill and ascending baseline, able to capture that. It was a good thought and a good play by Collect to try to cut off the map right there and find that pinch, one of those players bottom middle. But just didn't work out. And ascending baseline finding all of the kills, as they do here once again. Soul Snipe, as the last guy alive, tries to take tapping buttons with him, but tapping at 8 and 3. Wins yet another individual fight. And still ascending baseline, getting this hill time and applying the pressure.
1-0 lead here for ascending baseline, tapping buttons with
Nice
the cross
shots.
map, perfect shots. And man, that is really tough to deal with if you're Funk 4, but they have to literally do just that. Ascending baseline not done, want to continue to score. It's suppressed on the 1v1 against Super CC. Tapping buttons now has to give up that high position in order to chase him down. He's the one being chased by Funk 4.
You know, we mentioned how this map favors the team play and how devastating it can be if you get put on the back foot on this map, as Druk finds a crazy perfect right there onto Super CC to get him out of the hill. But ascending baseline, finding this control and holding it, tapping buttons at 12 and 4. Fung 4 just cannot find a foothold in this game. As Ryan finally will get cleaned up. Still, ascending baseline, getting this time.
I was gonna say I love that movement out of suppressed there. Eventually does end up getting cleaned up. However, I think it started what we're looking at right here, right now, and that's Funk 4 getting the advantage, but Ryan with the nade, not only taking down one, but shreds the shields of Soul Snipe as well, and Funk 4 getting broken right now as ascending baseline just explode through the mid map. I think now's a great time. Why don't we go on board with ascending baseline, who will be coming off the spawn right now, but literally maybe 10 seconds away from taking their second hill in a row. I'm gonna go in with ascending baseline. Listen in.
Shot tower.
Andy, I'm around. Walls boot tower. Tower dead, tower dead.
Yo, Joe. Going back jail, coming up.
He's weak. One shot.
One shot. He's going down. On the nades, to bottom mid.
Top tower weak.
Bottom mid.
Top tower running alley weak. One guy alley. One guy back hill.
Bottom mid.
He's 10
jump. Yeah, 10 now weak.
I'm hitting because. Okay.
We're over there. One's yellow street. Gonna be 3 over there, I think. Maybe 4.
Box one shot. Didn't die. 3 there. We're all fucked. I guess.
On me. One shot.
Now up on that. There we go. 10 jump. Time mid weak.
We're gonna hit blue cuts maybe on you.
Yeah, I'm probably. Happy dead.
I got him.
Nice.
Good job. Joe, Mikey, going
Nice.
back to bottom mid or red big?
Yo, tower me.
Bottom mid,
Tower
bottom
trying
mid.
to get me.
Tower.
One shot. One shot bottom tower.
Nice.
Nice. You went bottom mid.
We want more.
No, bottom mid.
Yeah, we circle.
Yo, circle one shot.
Come.
He'll die.
Dead.
Cart.
Heard.
I'm flinging cart.
They're
They're gonna spawn right after this.
Yeah, I'm looking this way.
Getting time.
He's weak.
Red tower.
Red bar.
Yeah, one shot bottom mid.
Dead.
Upper tower.
Right tower.
Russ.
I'll get him.
Nice.
I'm gonna stay alive.
I spawned.
Should be on me, guys. Somebody get to me.
Yeah.
I turned. Thrust it down.
Green door, Donnie. I'm stuck here.
One side, Joe.
Do you want blue? Could be one blue.
This guy grapple on me. I'm still stuck
I
here.
spawn across the map, Chase.
Blue push me. Yeah.
Blue cart.
Good.
2 shots in him. 2 shots in
Circle
him.
to front redder now. He's front red still. John front red. You can kill this guy maybe. Top red.
Top
red,
one shot.
watch red.
He'll kind of weak.
Tied up at 1 apiece here, and it's been a close fight, and so far the series has been just as close, ascending baseline with a 1-game advantage over Funk 4 in your straight ripping pro scrim night. But tapping buttons has been having quite the series. It's been very fun to watch and play, and a large reason why ascending baseline has just looked so good is to that young man.
And a crazy no-scope out of Soul Snipe right there. And another one as ascending baseline go 4 dead, and just as we're seeing ascending baseline's praises, and rightfully so, tapping at 17 and 10 with Ryan and Suspector right behind him Suspector right behind him at 15 and 10. I'm misreading the scoreboard. But Funk 4 able to tie up the game, survive the counterpunch from ascending baseline, and they take the advantage in this hill time on this 3rd hill. So Funk 4 able to survive in this game, and it looks like they might take this 3rd hill.
2-1 advantage here for Funk 4, currently down in games, or 1 game, and up in the game that could tie things up here. So back-to-back kills coming out of ascending baseline, trying to rip their way through the red side of the map here. Ryan Noob takes down the 3rd member of the Funk 4, and ascending baseline scoring for their 1st hill.
Fantastic win out of Ryan Noob right there. Out shooting Druck, even though he had the thrust. And 2-1 lead now for Funk 4 as they find all of the kills. 4 dead clean for ascending baseline. And that's going to hurt, as this should be a significant amount of hill time for Funk 4.
Some carbine shots here. Gotta love the carbine from long range. Oh, but hold on, Soulstipe with the thrust. Ryan thought he might have had that kill. Soulstipe throwing a bit of a curveball at him. And with that, eventually the team does end up going 3 down. Once again, ascending baseline, the one scoring. The nades will keep Suspector out of the hill. So great nade placements out of Funk 4. But can he really knock him down? And yes, he can. Suppressed with the win. And Super CC coming in and tapping buttons here as well. So although Suppressed does get a win, sending baseline, stopping from scoring.
Look at this, Super CC forced to vacate the position because of the pressure, and another huge win from Collect, finding the perfect kill. As trades are out back and forth, it's absolute madness on the map. As we have a war on the hill, big win from, I was going to say from Ryanoob, but tapping buttons, finding the kill, assisting Ryanoob, and tapping buttons at 22 and 14, getting the hill time as well. Just absolutely having his way. As Soulsnipe with a double melee, and Fung 4 break right back into the hill.
And as Jeff Steitzer lets everybody know on the map, less than a minute on the clock, so you better dot your I's and cross your T's. Right now, it's do or die mode for both of these squads. Ryanoob, right through the mid-map here, once again having the shock, and no one not going through the front door, actually wants to go in for a bit of a flank angle, ends up finding some of the damage onto Suppressed that eventually ends up getting picked up, and it's suddenly baseline tied things up at 2 apiece with 50 seconds on the clock. We could be looking at the final hill here, and Ryanoob playing every kill like it's the final one.
And I love that play from Ryanoob as well. Grabs the shock rifle and vacates the hill as well. Gets out and plays his life. Able to secure the shock rifle and finds another 2 kills for his efforts. Jumping over a third player, but not able to find that one. That would have been madness. But ascending baseline, tying up our game and making things interesting as we move into our hill number 5, this bottom middle hill. Just 39 seconds on the game clock as it is coming down to the wire.
Collect. Finds herself a little bit of a height advantage there, but also finds a whole lot of damage courtesy of Super CC. Suppressed down to 1 shot. The cleanup is quick. Druck is there as well as bodies are hitting the floor. Collect emerges from the chaos. Scoring time for Fung 4.
And you got to think that whoever caps this hill will be in a great position to win the game. Great crossfire right there from Fung 4 as they look like they are able to secure this hill. And they will. 3-2 advantage for Fung 4. 37 seconds on the game clock as the hill is going to rotate. Kills out for both teams. Ascending baseline has 30 seconds to tie this game, or Fung 4 will tie our series.
This top mid hill is a tough one to capture, and Fung 4 have ascending baseline ultimately exactly where they want them. They can keep a hold of one of the blue or the red tower and just keep the enemy team out is the game plan. 13 seconds now is all that you have. Fung 4 can just stop it from entering the hill, stopping the timer from going down. I'm trying to look for where ascending baseline are, but they're nowhere to be found. They're nowhere near the hill, and Fung 4 are able to hold on and tie things up.
Nades, and guns. Collect, showing a little bit of body disrespect as Fung 4 ties our series at 4 apiece. And welcome, might I say, to Eli X and everybody in the shared chat as well, as we have an absolutely banger series on our hands. Tie series at 4 apiece, like I said, and just some insane games, Tony.
They really have been. Some of these have really gone down to the wire, and I mean, hey, they can't get any closer than this. We're tied up at 4 apiece after 8 games so far. And as we take a look at the stats right now, I mean, some of them are really jumping out to me. I'm looking on one side of things. I mean, you got Suspector and tapping buttons again with the great KDA, 9.3, 8.7, but ultimately Collect on the winning squad with his 9.0 plus KDA himself. And just some of the numbers that tend to jump out to you as far as damage, KDA. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's all about that execution, especially in the clutch. Like, yeah, every bit of damage, every kill matters. And ultimately, you being in the right position or even listening to a comm and putting yourself in a favorable position can be even more important than the kills itself. Lots of times when it comes down to the wire, it takes an unselfish play or just a great fundamental one at that, a Tim Duncan-like approach to it in order to secure a win. I think of players like a Penguin, for example, who always seem to be in the right place, right time in order to find success for their squads. That's what it takes in order to win out those clutch games. And that time, well, it was Fung 4.
Indeed. That's great ball knowledge as well, might I add, Tony. Almost able to come down with that no-scope. Soul snipe. That one looked close, but Super CC says, I'll do it myself. It's an incredible no-scope and secures that ball. But it is absolutely chaotic on the map right now. And Fung 4 able to thrive in the chaos at the end of that last map. And as we move to Oddball on Livefire, we'll see if they can continue their momentum. Collect, maybe showing a little bit of frustration, shooting the bodies. So we'll see how this game number 9 plays out.
Ryan was able to escape with the sniper here, and 2 players in front of him that are just driving the rest of Funk 4 in a non-advantageous position, ultimately exactly what Tapping Buns and the rest of Ascending Baseline want them. Great wipe coming out of Ascending Baseline. Don't have the ball just yet. Looks like Funk 4 continuing to apply pressure and be a nuisance to the rest of the remaining members of Ascending Baseline.
Shout out to the Goat Small in chat as well. And we appreciate all the gas and all the love. We are locked in for another straight ripping pro scrim night. Some absolutely fantastic games between these 2 teams thus far. Tapping Buttons is doing something ridiculous, dancing on the pole and trying to live with that repulsor. As early 14-3 lead for Fung 4 in this round number 1, but as time continues to tick off the game clock, not a lot of ball time found for either of these teams. As Fung 4 are able to finally secure the ball and get a little bit of time, but just chaos on the map as insane slays out for both teams.
26 points and counting here for Funk 4. Collect. Gets involved, but maybe gets involved in too much of the action. Ends up having to give up his life in order to do so. 3 down. There's the 4th and Ascending Baseline on the ball.
And finally able to wrestle back control of that ball. As Ryanoob at 5-2 will get a lot of that early ball time as well. They look to hold off this push, but they don't expect Druk in the backline. But Ryanoob sticks him, makes an insane play to save Ascending Baseline from giving up what would have been probably a multi-kill out of Druk and able to maintain control. That leads to them securing the camo as well. But what a hero play out of Ryanoob. Keep Ascending Baseline from what would have been a very bad situation. As unfortunately, Suspector will still fall with that camo. New sniper coming up on the map as well. And another stick, as people are just throwing spike nades around in this map.
Yeah, Lord Suspector was trying to predict where that player would go and go for the back smack, and kind of had a 50-50 shot and maybe guessed wrong there. Sadly, ends up losing the camouflage because of it, and now suppressed with the sniper. 5 bullets to work with. Ultimately, Funk 4 have the ball and Ascending Baseline. Find himself just a little bit too far behind at the moment.
Suppressed, finding a body shot, but not able to find much more. Suspector able to clean him up. Not able to find anything else though, but Ryanoob breaks through the lines, gets an assist and another kill. And that'll stop the ball time for Funk 4 for the moment, but it is not clean for Ascending Baseline, as they are still going to have to scrap for control of this ball.
43-18, still with the advantage here for Funk 4. Ryanoob gonna push that ball a little bit further away from the A side of the map, but eventually gets caught out. Looks like Solstice with a crazy stick, and Colette with the double kill. Wants a bit more, but Tapping Buns out of the melee range and turns it into 2. Decent play out of Tapping Buns despite being at a disadvantage.
Just keeping the pressure on at all times. The second they get a kill, just a little bit of room on the map. Just Collect flying at them, even across the map to keep the pressure on. Fung 4 with a significant lead now in this round number 1. Ascending Baseline able to secure the QT and try to get out with this ball, but Ryanoob, as we've seen for most of this round, just under so much pressure, fighting a war. Good QT to clean up Soul Snipe right there, as Suspector will be getting a little bit of that ball time, but still Ascending Baseline just having to scrap and claw so hard for this ball time. Minute 45 left on the game clock, as Suspector will be forced to play the ball. Does it go off? Did it get stuck on the ledge?
It's like on the right side.
It doesn't play.
Right side of the railing. Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, that's insane. Ultimately, Soul Snipe has to play it anyway, but wow, that's crazy. Camo for Collect. And even in the midst of all that, Ascending Baseline able to make it just a 20-point game. So Ascending Baseline slowly but surely closing the gap, and Collect almost getting stuck by another spike nade right there. As these players are just letting the nades sing in this map. Ugh, does get cleaned up with camo right there.
Minute 20 seconds on the clock here, 62-38, still with the advantage for Fung 4, but this time you're seeing a little bit over a minute on the clock right now, so sending baseline, definitely no time to panic.
Oh.
But you definitely have to respect the shot clock here, and mind you, Collect and Fung 4 gonna continue to keep it behind it as another challenge goes in for Collect. There it is, takes down Ryan Noob, Drunk right back on the ball here, but where's that ball going? Okay.
Ends up towards the pillars, and somehow, even though his whole team dies around him, Super CC able to get away with that sniper. So even though they don't have the lead and time is short, Super CC, Small Mercies, able to come away with that sniper rifle. So let's see if they can put that to use. Immediately finding a kill right here, as they're going to try to break the setup. 40 seconds on the clock. Super CC finds another. And Ascending Baseline have a chance here.
Can Super CC put the sniper to work? The answer to that is yes. Yes, very much so, yes. Like I said, immediately
yes.
gives us like a nasty quick scope, but eventually does end up losing that sniper, so highly unfortunate for Super CC. Eventually tapping Buns, plays that ball off of the map, but gets himself a win. 3 down go Fung 4, collect the final player alive there, so, but not the end of the world. Sadly, you allow Collect to get sniper, and that could be dangerous.
And you know, I thought that would hurt more for Ascending Baseline, having to play that ball with as little time was on the clock, but able to get a extremely quick grab on that new ball though. But as we say that, Suspector finds 2 kills and then gets outshot by tapping, but still with 5 seconds on the clock, I think Fung 4 should be safe to take this round number 1. And they do, but it gets weird in the final seconds.
Things looking actually very good for Fung 4. You look at some of the maps and game types they're having success on. You know, you look at Lattice, which has been very much so Achilles' heel for Fung 4. Well, they got a good win there. Fung 4, Oddball, definitely a game type that maybe they weren't known for in the beginning and maybe have had some struggles with. Well, they're looking very good in this round number 1. Despite the fact that Collect can't make that jump, sadly, it's still Fung 4 that have an advantage here, sending baseline the ones playing with their backs against the wall.
Oh my god! And kind of a goofy start to this round number 2 for Fung 4, as Collect misses that jump a couple times and then Soul Snipe not able to repulse the nade. And I don't even know what this sniper is, bro, but Collect able to get away with the snipe and the camo with this hideous skin. As Ascending Baseline, able to find a couple of kills. Let's see if Collect can put this sniper camo combo to work. Ascending Baseline is going to be searching for him. Nice headshot.
Collect still with that sniper. Oh, this is not the position Ascending Baseline want to be in! Oh, yeah, that was definitely not what they were looking for. If there's any a bad time to line up and push the same angle, it's when Collect is watching that same exact angle like a hawk with the snipe. Beautifully play, another body shot onto Suspector. Camouflage finally running out, but 1 bullet and a dream here for Collect.
Yeah, and you know, the Ryan Noob giveth and the Ryan Noob taketh away. You know, Ryan Noob team's known to bring out the hand-holding strat every now and then. But sometimes to good effect and sometimes not so much. Fish in a barrel right there for Collect, as they're able to find the kills and maintain control of this ball. 3 dead for Ascending Baseline once again, as Collect is going to look to get this time. But it's weird as Super CC breaks in behind him, finds a kill, and finds a second! Makes it awkward, so that's not going to be any sort of comfortable time for Fung 4, as Ascending Baseline somehow comes away with the ball right there.
Sending baseline, able to tie things up at lucky 13 apiece. Windu decides not to actually take that bottom mid route. Tapping Buns ends up going down though, so gets there just a second too late to provide any kind of cover fire. Another camouflage about to hit the battlefield. Can Windu and the rest of Ascending Baseline keep Fung 4 away from it?
Nice pressure right here. The left side of the map for Ryanoob is going to force the rotation here, and that's going to pin all of Fung 4 at back green with that ball. So you got to think a play ball coming soon, and it does right there. As Ascending Baseline also able to secure the camo into Spectre's hands now. So a new play ball. And Ascending Baseline is going to look to get control here in this round number 2.
It seems like Collectors actually spawned with the sniper at times. This might be the 3rd time we've seen him come out of nowhere with a sniper in hands and 5 bullets to work with.
Whoa,
no.
whoa.
Look if they found him. Triple out of suppressed.
Making it over.
It could be a kill tack.
Oh, repulses the nades, almost finds the kill tack, but tapping, not afraid of the 1v1. Shuts down suppressed. What a wild sequence. As Fung 4 get out to a big lead here in this round number 2. Collect just finding so much value out of these snipers, and like you said, just seemingly spawning with it. As Ascending Baseline finally finding some kills and breaking Fung 4 out of this setup. But the presence and the aim and the gunning from Fung 4 just keeping Ascending Baseline on the back foot. Finally able to get some control here.
Fung 4 do end up going forward down. Ascending Baseline getting some much needed time right here to put them right back into the fight. If Ryan can stay alive for just a bit longer, it could be huge, but Soul Snipe not allowing that to happen. Soul Snipe now through the big door and over toward the A side of the map. Love that nade out of him, but doesn't go down. He's still behind you.
Clear to corners, rookie. Tapping buttons, getting the back smack, and staying alive with this ball. 27 and 21, top fragging the lobby once again, as he is giving his all for this Ascending Baseline team. Here in game number 9, Rhino breaks through and finds a double, I think. And it is an absolute war in A for this ball right now.
$45-37 advantage. Still round number 1 belongs
Camo.
to Fung 4. Round 2 yet to be determined here. Soul Snipe wants every last bit of the camouflage. You have to go through Super CC in order to do so. That nade about to obliterate suppress. No, it doesn't. Ryan goes down, but Super CC does get away with camouflage. Can't get the stick for the trade. 45-37 still is the score line.
And even though it comes out to be a burn, how does Super CC get in from the backline and steal that camo away? Soul Snipe was set up on camo for seemingly 10 or 15 seconds. And Super CC just finding the flank, as he seemingly always does. Able to secure the camo. Rhino with a beautiful 5 right there. And again, it is just an absolute war for this ball. Ascending Baseline, finding control of it for the moment, will find the time and take the lead for the moment here in this round number 2. As they're going to look to defend this A setup.
Ascending Baseline once again with the advantage as we get down to less than a minute on the clock. Suspector chasing down Soul Snipe has the help with him though, but Soul Snipe taking down both players for the triple here. Soul Snipe with a huge win, and plays like that are the reason why Fung 4 have a round 1 advantage and looking to end it right now.
Multi-kill madness in game number 9 of our pro scrims, as Fung 4 will tie the game momentarily, and they take the lead once again. 44 seconds on the game clock and 40 seconds to the round win as well. Fung 4 just putting in absolute work here in this round number 2, and they do not want to let this go to a round 3. They want to close this one out in 2.
Right now, it's Fung 4 getting as much time as possible. You imagine once Ascending Baseline has the advantage, maybe they play the ball toward the mid-map, but Ascending Baseline are never getting the ball out of Fung 4's hands. This honestly could be it. Rhino on the push, no sticky grenade there. He goes down. The rest of Ascending Baseline are going to try to funnel through, but Fung 4 are holding the line. They're taking the lead in the series.
If that doesn't scream desperation, I don't know what. Wait a second! A fumble for just a second and kills her out. Only 1 second left to go, and there's still trades. Who gets to that ball first? Big stick, and that should be the game. Wow, it gets weird for a second, but Fung 4 ultimately thriving in the chaos, keeping the pressure on, and getting ball time in the midst of all the madness. What a game.
Fung 4 now have a lead in this series, and actually, I This is for the first time, yeah. Ascending
Yeah.
baseline started off hot. Funk 4 got hot themselves to tie things up, and eventually Ascending baseline won that capture the flag game. And Funk, I'm sorry, they capture the flag game. Funk 4 go back to back to take their first lead of the series. Wow, and Collect having to go off in order to do so. 33 and 21, 13 assists, and a 16.3 KDA is quite impressive as a stat line as a whole. I don't know how much ball time he had, but with stats like that, I wouldn't even tell him to look at the ball.
18 seconds. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, you know, he was doing his thing. You know, Collect looking like prime LeBron on the map. As Fung 4 went down 3-1, I believe, in this series early, after a couple of crazy early games out of Ascending baseline with some big comebacks, but ultimately able to take the lead in this series and 8,900 damage, just under 9,000 damage for Collect in that game. On the other side, tapping buttons, of course, shooting just as hard almost. But wow, what a series on our hands tonight, Tony. This has been a pleasure.
Almost 9,000 damage here coming out of Collect. 2 minutes of ball time out of Soul Snipe doing everything he can to put as much ball time on the board while also dropping 29 kills. So respectable when you talk about the kills and the ball time combined. And honestly, despite Collect's damage and KDA, if you had to give an MVP, if you can put up second most kills on your team, a respectable amount of assists, and then 2 minutes of ball time, might be good enough for MVP of that game here for Soul Snipe and Fung 4. 5-4 advantage right now here in our series. And mind you guys, in case you're wondering, this is your straight ripping pro scrim night. We have Fung 4 coming in with a substitute player. Originally Soul Snipe, Drux, suppressed, and what we believe to be Falcated to be the fourth for this roster and has been for a while. Falcated hasn't been able to make the last 2 scrims that we've had here on the streaming pro scrim night. So we've had Collect come in and kind of filling in a bit of a roster spot here for the roster and subbing in. And mind you, doing a great job while doing so. Fung 4 started off maybe a bit loose in the early game, but now up 5-4. Clay, how do you feel about that?
I mean, the thing is they went down to that 3-1 deficit early on. But if you remember, those early games in the series were extremely close. They had some crazy comeback efforts out of Ascending baseline early on in the series. And honestly, every game, with the exception of a couple, I think there was a 5-1 capture the flag, and there have been a couple of 2-0 oddballs. But with the exception of a couple of these games, I mean, it's been exceptionally close the entire time.
Well, so far, a very close series and a very fun one to watch. And it's going to get even more fun as we move over to Empyrean, which obviously means we're going to capture the flag, the only game mode that we have in our competitive ecosystem here for Halo Esports. And it's a damn good one. I mean, think about Flag Pit and how many games it's been in since its introduction in Halo 3 and has always just been a fan favorite. When it comes to Pit, you got to watch out for the rockets, got to watch out for the sniper. There's also an overshield to worry about, and then 2 snipers on each side, which is crazy to think about. There's so many resources, and we tend to see some insane plays on Empyrean.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the classics for a reason, you know, we've been playing it forever and ever. And one of the things that I think makes it so good and such a staple in Halo Esports is the fact that there are so many things on it. There's so many elements of the sandbox at play. With 2 snipers, with rockets, with OS, there's so many things to keep track of, so many things for these teams to play for, and it provides some of the most entertaining gameplay. I think that's the reason why we keep seeing this map year after year. But as we say that, I'm looking at Rhino, who gotta have the most reps on this map out of any of these players to have a game right here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously he was competing back when the game was when this map was first introduced. I believe he's competing in Halo 3, but also think about all the MCC that he's played as well. Yeah, we talk about reps on every mode of every I guess iteration of this map.
Yeah,
he's been there.
I mean, but Pit is almost 20 years old now. Like, how crazy is that to think about? The fact that maps like Pit and Dust 2 are still being played today as Suppressed finds a double. 3 dead for Ascending baseline.
And yeah, Drunk wasting no time whatsoever. If your teammates to be dropping kills like that, you might as well run that flag straight through the long haul side, which is exactly what Drunk ends up doing. Over toward the base, taps that one and suppress, picking up exactly where he left off, back over toward the sword side of ascending baseline. This time gets challenged, has to repulse that nade out of his face, lines up for the spawn trap though. Suppressed has eyes on the back of his head.
And Suppressed is in the Matrix right now, just using every element of the sandbox, spinning around, getting body shots with the sniper, repulsing nades, somehow managing to stay alive. That's the third nade he's repulsed in this life. And with a 1-0 lead, Fung 4 is looking to capture a second flag already, only 90 seconds into this game.
All the way through the long haul side. Collect onto the challenge for Suspector. Suspector wins the fight, but ultimately Suppressed wins the flag cap, which really is what matters. Fung 4 capping 2 flags in a minute and 30 seconds tops. Like, insane.
And that is a punch in the mouth. You're ascending baseline. You got to just do your best to stabilize here. You got to try to get to the next set of power weapons and try to find some semblance of control and get some momentum here. Ascending baseline, just firing on all cylinders. Still only 2 minutes into this game, and a 2-0 lead for their efforts. Suppressed finally dies. I think he was on an 8 streak, 8-1 for Suppressed, as Ascending baseline will finally look to get some map control here.
Great nade coming from Suspector ultimately there. Ryan, who was already in the face of Collect. Bait and switch action works perfectly there. You can't say the same. Bounces off of the crack there.
The geometry. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think every Halo player hates that feeling when the nade hits the geometry in the map and bounces away you didn't expect it to. Super CC able to take out the overshield player right there, and Ascending baseline in the chaos will counter cap. Only 3 minutes into this game, we've already seen 3 flags on the board. And Soul Snipe is getting aggressive on the base once again. Both snipers coming up as well. This is chaos, Tony.
Actually, just saw Ryan who hit the green to green jump and made it with ease. So, wow. Bringing us back to the Halo 3 days with the green to green jump. And don't get to see that much often nowadays. 2-1 lead still for Fung 4. And Tapping Buns has the enemy team sniper and also has Collect as well. Tapping Buns going to survive with the sniper of the opposition. Super CC, can we say the same for your own sniper?
Tapping ice cold, just absorbing the pressure, winning the 1v1. And with 2 snipers here for Ascending baseline, they're definitely going to want to capitalize on this. But Super CC in a world of hurt is going to need to survive, and Tapping Buttons has to vacate, will not be able to help him. But they lose track of Super CC. S1 finds a kill and able to find the damage onto the second one. Still alive somehow, gets a second kill onto Collect, and finally Suppressed cleans him up. But chaos on the map as Super CC able to cause so many problems for Fung 4 right here. And Tapping Buttons still taking space with this sniper.
Yeah, Super CC doesn't give anything for free. He's consistently been one of the hardest kills on the map in every game of this series. Like, he doesn't give you a fair piv. He's using that movement, and it's always fun to watch as well. As Super CC starting this flag over toward the tower side where his teammate was. However, as the tower side player goes down, so will Super CC. Fung 4 successfully clear their base.
Yeah, and that's going to be 4 dead clean, and that's going to be the end of that push for Ascending baseline. But you really have to like what you see after going down 2-0 super early in this game. Able to finally show some life and some resilience, putting a flag on the board and keeping the pressure on as well. But this game with 7 minutes on the clock is far from over, as we're going to see this next Rockets and Overshield coming up.
Collect. Getting his shields back, trading out the sidekick for a rocket. And has Tapping Buns right in his sights. Shreds all of the overshield with the rocket launcher. Somehow Tapping Buns actually is able to survive while Soul Snipe and the rest of Fung 4 try to navigate this flag over toward that long haul side. Super CC is spotted, suppressed, awarded the kill for that one. As Suspector and crew try to stop this flag, they gotta be careful. It could be the final one for Fung 4.
And what does Ascending baseline do to escape from this situation here? Ultimately, kills going down for Fung 4. Suppressed, keeping this pressure on, not letting them relax whatsoever as this flag will get pulled once again. And ascending baseline, all spawning in the courtyard, have to make an insane play to stop this flag. Suppressed will die. And it looks like ascending baseline able to survive for another second.
Enemy flag returned.
Here it is, another flag returned despite his team being 3 down. Super CC is able to survive and now gets a chance to be a nuisance over in the back base of Fung 4. Doesn't take them long though to hunt them down and deal with them. Now Fung 4 try to march their way over toward the base of ascending baseline. Druck with a nice little quick scope to bot the teammate who gets cleaned up by his teammate Ryan Noob. Grabs the snipe, repulses right out of the action, but that's exactly what Collect wanted him. Now Collect has a fully loaded sniper and a repulse right now. Ascending baseline need to make him the focus of the fight.
And Collect immediately, no hesitation, stacking that snipe. Just taking the ammo and running with it. Able to find effect. And keeping the pressure on here for Fung 4.
Another flag started. Collect knows that that his teammates are running over toward the long haul side, so just preparing for the courtyard spawn trap. Deals with one, takes down another. Now with these kills coming in so quick, they can't spawn courtyard again, so you see them spawn, some of them spawning right behind the flag carrier, some of them spawning in the weird cut side of things, and kind of because of that, ascending baseline are able to stop the flag short of running it toward long haul.
Soul Snipe with the rockets, able to find one. And that overshield is up. Tapping buttons, finding the kill, and then finding another one with the rockets, but Druck running this final flag as Suspector will have to play to contest this. Flag guy will die. And Suspector finding two, but not able to stop the flag as Fung 4 put that final flag in and take Pit CTF, or Imperial CTF, excuse me, 3-1 and go up 6-4 here in our pro scrims.
What is this pit that you speak of, sir?
I'm sorry.
There's no pits. There's no pit in Halo Infinite. There's only Empyrean. I will say, right. I do love the vibes of the map though, like that kind of like that the nighttime, the kind of like like cyberpunkish kind of colors, the plaza streets kind of colors. I love that.
No, I like it a lot.
4, 3-1 is your final scoreline in that one, and Fung 4, who just are first getting their first series lead just last game, now already putting some separation between them and ascending baseline. 2 in a row, 2-game advantage, and depending on how many games we play, like if this is a 13-game series, Fung 4 win one more, and that's it. It's mathematically impossible for ascending baseline to take the money. Again, STR8 RIPPIN coming in not only with the pro scrim night to give you guys an amazing show, bringing on an amazing friend and reclaimer and his friend and me, but on top of that, putting some money in the pockets of the winners, or I guess the quote-unquote winners of the scrim here, whoever has the lead by the time they're done. So if they're doing 13 games and Fung 4 win this next one, that's kind of it.
It's a great point, Tony. Stronghold's recharge could be ultimately what decides our series winner. But ultimately,
I told my mom I could learn math.
Yeah. Well, I believe you are correct. If there are 13 game types, that should do it. It's Ryan who finds the camo.
It took me 34 years to learn that, but I learned the math.
Better late than never. You know, I'm still working on it myself. It's a work in progress. As the camo will be burned, and ascending baseline, after being up 3-1 in this series early, I've been desperately searching for something these past 5 or 6 games. Getting backsmacked is Soul Snipe. And what is that shock rifle from Collect? Honestly, you might have deserved to get beat down for that one.
Ascending baseline starting off with a bit of a lead here on Strongholds. Unlike Oddball, I feel like every bit of the lead really does matter. Where in Oddball, you're like, a couple seconds here and there, and you're like, that's not a big deal right now. Ascending baseline coming off to a very good start. Collect, trying to fight over and steal away Bravo, was able to do so and able to stay alive. Collect having no business doing what he just did, but it looks like Fung Fu gonna survive because of that. Momentary trip cap goes towards them while Ryan, who tries to convert Bravo. Here come the cavalry.
Just an absolute war on the map early on as B is changing hands seemingly every 10 seconds. No one able to stay alive with that shock rifle either. As tapping buttons will fall, 3 dead for ascending baseline. As Fung 4 able to finally find some semblance of control, and Ryan, who last guy alive, will desperately be trying to play his life. Takes him off the floor.
He's always been a master with the plasma grenades, and even with one, doesn't even need an instant blow, but even with one, is able to be a threat. Fung 4 scoring, they momentarily go 3 down. Suspector with the double melee, little BXB action, and mind you, Collect ends up getting absolutely melted, courtesy of he and Ryan Noob. And Ryan Noob rewards him with a nade.
And right as you mentioned the nade mastery from Ryan Noob immediately getting a kill with the insta-splode and then nading
only
his
the plasma
teammates.
grenades.
It's only the plasma grenades, yeah. Just dragging his teammate in the back. But ascending baseline with an early lead here. As Ryan Noob looking to continue to throw some god nades. Will be in an absolute duel with Collect, able to come out on top. And with this camo coming up, ascending baseline look like they are finding a whole lot of map control right here. Super CC with what looks like a triple. That'll be a trip cap in effect for at least a second here.
Ryan, who still has that camo in hands here, trying to create an angle, suppressed. Looks like he and Soulstime can actually push up together. That nade destined to land the enemy team away. Looks like the shots are able to take them down as well. Killing spree by Ryan Noob, and it's ascending baseline continuing to score.
And might have been worried for a second that Ryan Noob was going to stick his teammate, but of course it is Ryan Noob, so not killing his teammate and instead finding the effect that he would have liked with it. Still trying to find some value out of this camo. Going on a little bit of a flank here to help his teammates with these tower guys. We'll find Soulstime bottom middle, but now caught in a world of hurt from these 2 players, Druck and Suppressed, in the top tower, as Druck will finally break through to try to secure this A capture.
Enemy team scoring.
Alpha and Charlie now belong to Fung 4. Looks like they're also able to grab a hold of a carbine as well. Ryan Noob trying to make the play over on Charlie, and Soulstime out-rotating them, playing for Bravo, so holding on to the double cap, at least for now. Suppressed also getting the kill over toward the top glass side. However, sending baseline, able to trade out Bravo for Alpha and Charlie, which means they're scoring.
And just good rotation so far from ascending baseline. Just even though it doesn't seem like a whole lot is going on the map, just able to maintain that control, slow the game down, force Fung 4 into the positions that they would like, and another 2 dead for Fung 4, make it 3, as this is just going to be more and more time on the board for ascending baseline. Look at the rotation. They are applying the pressure, going for the trip cap here on B. They will have it for at least a second here, as Fung 4 finally do find themselves a couple of kills.
Got to see Ryan Noob earlier make a little bit of a rat play over toward that back blue side. Collect this time. He's going to spot him hiding over towards the Dorito side. Challenges over on the bottom. Goes in for another Collect with the double and works on scoring A.
Finally.
Oh.
And just as we say that, Rhino able to find the kill. So even then, not able to secure A. And hopefully with that kill, Fung 4 will finally be safe to cap this A point. But look at this constant pressure from ascending baseline, just not making it easy for Fung 4 to maintain control at all. Finally getting that double cap. And I believe they will maintain it for at least a second. So 152 to 42. Is Fung 4 desperately trying to claw their way back into this game.
Not only was Ryan able to stop that flag, or assuming that capture, but he also did so in an insta-explode. So he does it the most Ryan way possible. Yeah. I'm sure Walshy somewhere just got a little bit of an itch on the back of his neck every time an insta-explode happens. He gets
yeah.
152 points so far for sending baseline. And it looks like Ryan Noob and Tapping Buns going to work on keeping Druck away from the Charlie side. Tapping Buns chasing him down. Tapping Buns have been awfully aggressive this series, which probably has led to how many kills and damage he's been able to put down. He is willing to really chase players and make sure that they're guaranteed.
Yeah, and having a little bit of a slower start in this game, but ultimately just finding so much effect in this series has been such a problem for Fung 4 to deal with. That's been kind of the story of his whole career as well, just a thorn in the side of every team that plays against him. As we say that, Fung 4 able to maintain some decent control. They are still scoring throughout all of this and have brought this lead down to about 60 points now. More kills for Soul Snipe, and Collect picks up another. So these are going to be more and more points on the board for Fung 4, and that lead getting more and more narrow as Rhino able to secure the trade. A triple cap about to be in effect.
Yeah, I'm about to say not only are they scoring, but they're actually going to be scoring a whole lot more. Trip cap is here, and Collect with the trade out. Suppressed. They can win this fight. That means Alpha ain't changing hands anytime soon. We down. Go ascending baseline.
We could be looking at a lead change here in a second if Fung 4 maintain this control. And what have we said all series? It's Fung 4 thriving in the chaos. Just making it so weird. Suppressed finding another stick and just making it so difficult for Ascending Baseline to get any sort of numbers advantage, to get any sort of map control. Every hill, every capture just so scrappy. These teams fighting to the death. And Fung 4 now with a 20-point lead. As Suspector, excuse me, will win a big fight back C.
It's one of the things you probably love about both of these squads here is that both of them have been highly underrated, underappreciated throughout their entire careers. And just when you count both of them out, that's when they make you pay. That's when they play at their best. And it feels like everybody in this lobby kind of shares the same sentiment to that. 207 to 152 at the moment. Tapping buttons, going off to try to will his team right back into it. Converts Bravo seemingly single-handedly. Ryan tried to take control over the back gold side, but he's taken down. How does Tapping Buns play this one out now?
Look at the positioning and the footwork from Tapping. Just dips his toes into the zone to maintain the cap. Plays it so patiently to try to get the kill on Druck, but Druck winning the fight, dodging the plasma grenades. It was a great idea from Tapping, but Druck able to win the fight regardless, and Fung 4 now with about a 50-point lead as we enter the end game here and recharge strongholds.
It looks like Fung 4 trying to convert Alpha. Druck watching the cross, letting Suppressed know that's where the push is coming from. That player does go down, but the second one is reintroduced to the fight and reintroduced to the respawn screen. Now it's Super CC being chased right over toward the back gold site and cleared. Fung 4 are holding.
And they are just on an absolute heater right now, crossing the 230-point mark. Double cap still in effect, and Ascending Baseline has been reeling for the better part of the last few minutes. I mean, they were up so much to start this game, and just an insane run out of Fung 4 looking to close out as they cross 245.
Tapping Buzz gonna try to dive in over towards Alpha. It's the only thing to stop the timer from going down. Teammates know 3 members on the respawn. Alpha will change hands though. Suspector spawns up and knocks one down. Suspector still with Bravo as well. So it is Ascending Baseline that are not giving up.
Perfect Halo is what they always say. Trip cap here for just a second. As Ascending Baseline able to capture with 249, and that is such an unfortunate death from Suspector right there when they need to maintain all of their control. Just gives up such an unfortunate death. However, Ascending Baseline also capturing C. A will get flipped by Fung 4. Camo is about to be up. Ascending Baseline with the smoke on the camo, and Rhino getting away with it. They have a chance here in this game, Tony.
Not over until it's over here.
Big trade from
Ascending
Suppress.
Baseline ain't here no bell to go down for Fung 4. Tapping Buns now making his way over towards Alpha, looking to convert it. Nobody from Fung 4 gonna be able to stop him. So once again, Ascending Baseline continue to score, but it looks like all of Fung 4 decide to push up at the exact same time. Some push over toward the Alpha side, some over towards back goal. Suspector can't connect with the melee, and that's all she wrote. Fung 4 put the 8th win on the board. Wow.
And after going down 3-1 early in this series, just on an absolute heater, 8-1 in their last, or excuse me, 7 now in their last few. Just absolutely
Wow.
dominating for the past few games. And Ascending Baseline looked like they were going to get back into it for just a second. They made it a game. They got in at 249. They were able to score. But Fung 4 with the pace, able to secure that victory.
And we see the GGs in the chats, and 11 games. And there's a potential that they probably would have gone 13, but once it became mathematically impossible for Ascending Baseline to come out with the win here, it looks like they're ultimately going to end it at that one. The GGs are there, the handshakes. Ascending Baseline, I feel like have a lot of film review that if they really want to go with and try to find out exactly what happened during that series. I mean, you started off red hot, and then ultimately allowed Fung Four to really just step up and really take control here. And now we want to kind of want to see more Fung Four. Like obviously we talked about Colette coming in as a substitute player here for Falcated. What does the team look like when they have their starting roster together? What is in store for Colette? Because I know I don't know if I was still with Majin. It was supposed to be, it was Colette, Yaxin, SLG, and the boys and whatnot, and Wootsum, excuse me. I don't know if that's the case anymore, Majin. So I feel like this kind of, it's a scrim happens, supposed to maybe answer some of our questions. I have more questions after this scrim, but what I won't question is it was an absolute pleasure to be here with my man Reclaimer, guys. Again, show this man some love. By the way, if you see his name in the title of the stream here, you can actually highlight that name, drop a follow right from there. Do more. He has his YouTube and his Twitter up there. Make sure you follow this man. He came in, stepped up, and did a fantastic job. Only is technically his second time casting, and you could not tell, to be honest with y'all. So Clay, actually, you know what? I'll pass the mic over to you. Did you have any final words for the people at home?
Hey, well, I appreciate that. That's great gas, and it's always a pleasure to get to do anything with you, whether we're just playing some games or whether we're doing some casting or whatever it may be. Yes, it's my second time ever casting, but I've had such a blast these last two times, and y'all have made it very easy for me to sort of get involved with it, and I appreciate the love that you and the chat and everybody have shown. It's made it very easy and very natural for me to get into, and I hope I get to do more of it because it's a ton of fun. And I really enjoyed these pro scrim nights. It was an amazing series tonight. And yeah, shout out to both of our teams. Shout out to Straight Rippin for having us both. And yeah, shout out to you for once again kind of guiding me through the casting tonight. I've had a blast.
It really has been fantastic, and guys, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be continuing to do this Straight Rippin' Pro Scrim nights. I hope it's forever, but
Me too.
like all good things, even something must come to an end. So I will say though, if you guys love this content, the easiest way to let them know is to simply drop a follow, go onto the social, dropping the sub and whatnot. Obviously, there's a lot of money that gets involved with the hiring of staff, and obviously the prize pool for players and all that good stuff. There's money that gets involved here. The best thing you guys can do if you guys enjoy it is to interact with the actual stream itself and even the socials, whether it's monetary or not. Let them know that you want to continue to have these done every single Tuesdays right here with your Stream Up and Pro Scrim Night. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. You guys were absolutely amazing, and sadly, I'm sorry. I got what was that? I think production got a surprise for us. Oh, of course. We got a little surprise for y'all. We don't want this to end. Obviously, you guys want to see more Halo action. So, even though we're hopping out, why don't we pass the raid over to our good friend Eli X, so you can see some more incredible Halo action.
Absolutely. Much love, y'all.